Greetings, everybody. This is it, the finale of Terminal Black. This is episode 6, Terminal Black. On screen tonight, we've got some individuals who I haven't worked with, and one who I've slogged through hell for the past year on Adjacent with. This is gonna be a great time, and I've got this is where some of the final Easter eggs are also going to be deposited. So we'll go ahead and go around the horn, have everyone do a quick intro, and then we'll jump into character creation, starting with Leslie. Say hi, Leslie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Leslie. You can find me on Twitter at Leslie Wombat, and I can't wait to extinguish some candles in a terrible way.
And next up is Brennan.
I am Brennan. You can find me on Twitter at Great Black Otaku. And this is my first time playing 10 Candles. So I'm looking forward to, I believe, beating the big bad and having a good end.
The best end. And finally, Prince.
Hey everybody, I am Amir Prince Hamza, aka Doubles of Dice around the internet, and I'm looking forward to embracing the void.
I feel like I've been misled.
See, Lex lies to people that there will be puppies. I just, I promise feel good, happy, fun times. And not happening. Sorry. Mm-hmm. No. So actually, before we'll dive into character creation, I will read through the module again, so the audience also is in on the WTF. So, episode 6 is Terminal Black. The year is unknown, and interstellar spaceships of brave pioneers chart courses to new worlds to escape their impending extinction. Special pathfinder ships were sent out ahead of waves of arc ships escaping a dying Earth, charting courses to new possible homes for humanity outside of our solar system. Data tight-beamed along quantum communication networks, paired with tip-of-the-spear, real-time data, triangulated courses to promising exoplanets. And the ARC ships would follow behind, bringing with them the plague of humanity. The International Science Vessel Janssen was outfitted with the latest technology 2075 had to offer, and was cast into space using a network of skyhooks to hurtle it into the void. Its mission: follow up on data from its sister observatory back on Earth, drop communication buoys for the ARC ships trailing in its wake, and when a suitable exoplanet was found, conduct surveys to find appropriate landing sites. The crew would spend most of their time in a chemical biostasis, which would extend their lifespans almost indefinitely, as long as the state wasn't broken. But there would be no going back. Once they were awake, they would live out the rest of their natural lives wherever fate left them. You are a member of the crew of the ISV Janssen. Your ship's automated intelligence, Ellie, has woken you up from your sleep. But where you were expecting to see the sphere of a strange new world looming ahead of you, there is just blackness. Checking the navigational log quickly shows your ship has veered from any logical course, and Ellie, having run out of comm buoys, has awoken you. The ship's power stores are nearing emergency levels, and not all of the crew has woken up. Some have flatlined over the course of time, and others are still kept in biostasis until the emergency situation has resolved, one way or the other. Just as you have all finished taking stock of the situation, Ellie has alerted you she has finished processing the communication buffer. There is word from Earth, and it is not good. Objective: survive the void. Points of interest here. We've got the biostasis lab, which is attached to the medical. We've got the helm. We have the rec room. And then we have the personal quarters. I had Discord popping up over my thing, and it was getting picked up in OBS. So, now that we've reacquainted ourselves with the situation, we're going to go through our character creation process. So, this is done collaboratively. You all are helping each other make your own characters. You're going to write a virtue for, would be to the person to your right in the overlay. So this would be Leslie, you're going to be writing for Prince. Prince, you're going to be writing for Brennan. Brennan, you're going to be writing for Leslie. So this is a one-word description. It could be a noun, an adjective. DM it in the Zoom chat to the intended recipient. Okay, Prince has his. Brennan has his. Leslie, you have yours. Excellent. Okay. And now you're going to follow a similar process, but this time you're going to be writing a vice for the person to your left. So, Leslie, you are writing Brennan's vice. Brennan, you are writing Prince's vice. Prince, you are writing Leslie's vice. This is a one-word noun or adjective used to describe someone. It's supposed to cause more problems than it fixes. Cats are welcome on stream, by all means.
Even in space.
Yep.
Gotta have space.
You would
cats.
not care anyway.
Ripley had
You really
Jonesy.
wouldn't.
Ripley had Jonesy.
Yeah, very fair.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone has theirs?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no. All right, so now one last little, we'll say pleasant order of business here for the character creation segment. You're going to now write your moment of hope. This will be, in the book, it's described as, I will find hope when... ... I will find hope when I receive news from home. I will find hope when I find the emergency rations. Something along those veins. Keep it something that is obtainable within the confines of the scenario, and somewhat open. This is supposed to be your character's primary objective during this excursion. All right, we've got our moments. Now comes the final part where I get to throw my weight around in the character creation process. Now we are going to write each other's brinks. This is something that you have seen this individual do when they are at their lowest and darkest, when they have no more gas left in the tank, so to speak. This is something done out of desperation. It could be, I have seen them pray to them. Now we're kind of picking things up before you even are aware that there is a, we'll say, supernatural issue afoot. So this is going to be kind of worked in to things. Now, this is done similar to the vices. So, in this example here, I'm going to say, Leslie, you're going to be writing Brennan's vice. Okay. Now, this would be something that Lizelle saw Lucian do at some point in time. Okay. Now, where I get involved is Brennan. You get to control we'll say the spice level. Okay. You get to write a brink for them. I have seen them ... This is a way to help define and shape the evil out in the dark.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have seen them kill a star. I have seen them reanimate the dead. I have seen them, something cool. You can make them stronger, but you cannot make them weaker. They are weak to light. That is the only weakness that they have and are allowed to have. Okay?
And I'm sending that to you?
To me, yes. Now, I get to play with Prince here. This is something that they saw Prince do. Now, this is going to be... I'm going to be working in some psychological BS throughout this, okay? But this is something that they are aware that David has done in the past. It may not necessarily be on the ship, but it's... Okay. And then, Prince, this is something that you saw Leslee, or Leslee do, I should say. Mm-hmm. Now, whether or not Leslee knows that you know, it's kind of a 10 candles faux pas to reveal someone else's brink. You can kind of lean into it and hint at it. But that's supposed to be like their big, like, huge, we'll say prima donna drama moment. Okay. And the way that I do 10 candles is if it's something that you're not capable of doing physically, even just confessing to it at some point in time during the course of the game, when dramatically appropriate when activating it, will be just fine with me.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm. Prince, you've got yours?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, try to think of a good in-character motivation as for why you all have done what you have done, you vicious, cruel monsters. And we'll go through the last part here. Now that you've gotten your virtues, your vices, your moment, and your brink, you arrange them in order as how you would like to play them. Your brink has to go at the bottom. Only one of you is allowed to have your moment at the top. Now, when you achieve your moment in game, and you score a success on the challenge, you get a hope die, which scores a 5 or a success on a 5 or a 6. And you do not lose that die on a 1. Every other normal dice that you roll that come up a 1 are in jeopardy of being lost. You use your virtues and vices, you sacrifice those to re-roll those ones. Your brinks you use to re-roll your whole pool, and I will guide you through at appropriate moments, just for those of you who might be a little rusty, or in Lucian's case here, fresh meat. I'll help you along. Now, does anyone want to go ahead and take the stab and have their moment at the top? Nope.
I don't know if mine's fitting for the top.
It's optional. You don't. No one has. It's not. No one has to. It's just only one of you can.
I don't like how nobody wanted it.
Okay, fine. I'll do it.
I was gonna say.
Okay.
I'll do it.
All right. So Captain David Stone has his moment at the top, but otherwise, your virtues, vices, and moments go in any order that you so choose. Just know that if you've got, you can run into situations where you're going to end up jammed and you can't do anything. Something might get stuck behind a card that can't be gotten rid of. It happens. So just bear that in mind. And I'll let you all take a moment to get everything situated, and then we'll go through intros one last time. Okay, now we're all set. We're locked and loaded. I'm going to go and do introductions one more time, and then we'll begin. So we'll start with Leslee again. Leslee, go ahead and introduce Lizelle.
Okay, so I will be playing Lizelle Pitts. How much detail what do you want us to kind of...
What's Lizelle's job description? What's her job title on the ship? What does she do?
Yeah, so Lizelle was the planetary geologist. I mean, her plan when they got to the planet was going to be collect soil samples, rock samples, try to figure out stabilizing material, like what did they have to work with,
Okay.
That kind of jazz. So she's a science person.
Okay. What is her virtue?
Her virtue is faithful.
Okay. And her vice?
Her vice is nyctophobia, which is a fear of the dark.
Oh, no.
It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
no.
Why would that be a problem?
And when will Lizelle the nyctophobe find hope?
She'll find hope when she finds a way to return to stasis.
Okay. Okay, I like the angle. I like the angle. All right, and next up, Brennan, introduce Lucian.
I'm Brennan. I will be playing Major Lucian Barbados. He's a military engineer, and he's basically here to make sure that everything on the ship is ship shape. I guess if we would have made it to our destination, he would have been in charge of prepping the ship and all that. Yeah, it's a pretty chill guy. Everybody likes him.
And his virtue.
His virtue is that he is a leader.
Naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And his vice.
He's clumsy.
Ooh, that's not a good thing to be in space either.
No, there's no gravity. It's fine.
Well, there's we'll say that there's a rudimentary low grav system. You're not going to be free floating, but it's going to be a very uncomfortable situation. And when is Lucian going to find hope? What is his moment?
When everything is going according to plan.
Okay. And finally, Prince, go ahead and introduce Captain David Stone.
All right, everybody. I am Prince. I am playing Captain David Stone. Pronouns he, him. Captain David is the captain of the ship. He's the person that's supposed to make sure that this ship gets to somewhere safe for the crew and make sure that everybody gets there alive and safely and shepherd them onto there. And after gets off there, he's a normal civilian.
I like that. And what is his virtue?
His virtue is he's efficient.
Okay. And his vice?
He's also a gambler.
Ooh.
Plays them odds, baby.
Ooh, is he
Always good in space.
Ooh, a loose cannon. And when does he find hope? What's his moment?
He will find hope when someone hears our message.
Okay.
Aw.
Okay. All right, and as noted before, your brinks are of course private. Play those when. We'll get there when we get there. So, now that everyone is set, we'll begin. The ship has been drifting through a interstellar void for the past month. For those of you not down on your astrophysics, a interstellar void is a construction in space where nothing exists. In theory, these voids are held together by dark energy and dark matter, and they are an actual physical construct, but the science is still a little murky on that even now. The ship has the occasional pop in the hull from heat loss. The ship's been bleeding thermal energy ever since it entered this void. And that's led to the inefficiencies in the energy system starting to cause cascading failures in various other systems. Due to the quick thinking of Captain David Stone and Major Lucian, they managed to get the ship stabilized. Leslee, out of the 7 crew that had been activated, the 3 of you are the only survivors that made it through the wake-up process. Making you the ranking science officer of the mission now. Gonna be a heavy burden to bear. Leslee, I don't know if you ever had a directorate position in mind when you got on this ship, but unfortunately, that's the case now. Now, as Leslee's been kind of getting situated in the medical area, Captain David and Major Lucian have been keeping counsel up in the helm, trying to figure out what exactly happened. The nav system shows that when the ship launched in 2075, everything was fine. You all were put under just after you passed the Martian orbit. The ship's program, Ellie, took care of that for you. Most of the processes on the ship, it's all automated. And the ship was just doing what it needed to do. In 2077, 2 years after the ship launched, something went wrong planet-side with some of the telemetry equipment and the telescope arrays at the sister observatory back on Earth. And the ship had to make do without an extra set of data points to triangulate course. And automated systems are all well and good. Things stay within the parameters. Everything's fine until things aren't. And that's where things are picking up here. So, Captain David, you are maybe sitting at like a communal terminal with Lucian, going over the star charts and the data readings. What's maybe going through Captain David's head before we pick this up? How's he processing this?
Also, he's trying to figure out where we are. Where did we end up? Where the shit is this? Because this doesn't make sense if all of the navigation stuff's telling us we're fine. How do we end up here? And where is here? Mm-hmm. And how do I find out how to get us back on course toward something that we could potentially get these people safely to?
Mm-hmm. And what's going through Lucian's mind as you two are sitting here deliberating what happened?
It's kind of just in survival mode, kind of in the same mindset of like, let's figure out where we are just so we can figure out some place to get this ship. So his focus is on trying to make sure that everything going on in the ship is running efficiently so that they can, use as minimal resources as possible, and they can hopefully get somewhere where they can kind of reset and refuel.
Okay. Why don't the two of you, you can go ahead and have a scene and kind of hash this out, kind of go through some deliberations, and we'll see how things take off from there.
And I suspect Captain be like, so we don't know where we are. We got lost. Things happen. I get it. Can we get in contact with Earth by chance? Is there anyone out there listening for us?
There seemed to have been a problem in the observatory back home. Hopefully we can reach somebody somewhere, maybe at a different station.
I mean, there's comm buoys that we dropped. Had to be, because it says we don't have any more left.
If we try and look at things on the bright side, as hard as that could be, everything is on track.
And the ship was the two of you poring over the star charts. The ship did the best that it could. Somewhere along the course of going through a different solar system, it caught a stray flare. Things went hinky. And then that's when things started to really go off track. If things hadn't gone wrong back home, the ship would have been able to correct. But when you're only flying with one eye open on autopilot, things get, yeah. Now you're going over the star charts. You can see where there was an exoplanet that had shown promise, and that is where you all had initially, where the committee had decided to send the ship. It's going to be physically impossible to get back to that exoplanet. You could, in theory, course correct now and maybe get lucky, but it's going to be a long month trip back before you even get back into we'll say the a gravity well influence to do anything major with.
I think I'd go over and over these things, and I'm like, if that's the best option that we have based on what we know, then I'm absolutely doing it.
Okay. Okay.
Don't you think it's kind of weird that, I mean, assuming something went wrong at home base, surely there's something else in the hierarchy that would not just forget that they sent out all these souls into space at some point.
And the ship's AI, Ellie, she pipes in. She has a monotone, vaguely feminine voice. Communications buffer 75% complete. Full communications archive will be restored momentarily.
Maybe we'll find out something.
It's got to be a step in the right direction.
So, Captain, without going and getting any, we'll say, confirmed information from back home, are you going to go ahead and make the course correction now?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me 10 dice.
10. Oh, baby. All right.
And all I need to know are 6s and 1s.
6s and 1s. I have 1 6.
1 6, no 1s?
No 1s.
Oh, okay. Well, a success is a success, and you do have narrative control. Go ahead, narrate, putting in the course correction and the results. Or don't go too far ahead.
Yeah.
You're not getting out of the shit this easy.
I'm like, Ellie, let's use these coordinates, and I plug in coordinates and say, let's head this way. We need to get as close as we can back towards this exoplanet because we've already lost a few people and I'm not trying to lose more. And space is theoretically infinite, and I don't know where the hell else we'll end up.
Confirmed. Captain David Stone. Course correction entered. Estimated time of arrival to waypoint 1 month, 1 week, 2 days.
Do we have rations to support us for that long?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I think with that settled, let's go check medical and see if everybody's going to survive this month. I know we lost some systems here. How are our people doing?
And actually, Leslee, we're going to go ahead and pick up on you here in medical as Captain David. And Lucian, would you be joining the captain?
Yeah.
Okay. So they'll be grab hopping their way down to medical. It'll take a minute or two. But Leslee, you're not an MD. There's one of the crew with any sort of actual official medical certification left, and they are still in biostasis. You're going over the readouts, and it appears that for whatever reason, when the emergency crew were revived, something during the process went catastrophically wrong. The wrong mix of chemicals got put in, and it was a painless death, but quick, painless, in their sleep. They didn't know it was coming, but you needed those hands and those brains, and now you don't have them. What's going through Lezelle's mind right now?
Oh, Lezelle's absolutely freaking out. Lezelle's absolutely freaking out. You don't want a geologist in charge of your science department. Like, come on. Like, we all know rocks for jocks. This isn't exactly, top tier science here. Everyone makes fun of geologists.
I resent that.
Fun fact, I'm actually a geologist, so.
And I'm a jock, and they put me in geology class in college.
There you go. That's exactly. It's a stereotype. It's what happens. But yeah, no, you don't want. Come on. I'm just here to look at the dirt, look at the soil, try and figure out what's going on here mineralogically. So she is absolutely losing her mind. Very concerned that she is in charge of the science department right now, so she is probably pacing rapidly around the medical bay, trying to calm herself a little bit. But yeah, she is absolutely not prepared for this. She is definitely internally freaking out. Definitely wants to see about getting that person out of the one person with medical cred out of biostasis as soon as possible, because she is not a doctor. You don't want her to try and clean any of your wounds or stitch you up. It will not go great.
And Leslee, you are on your 40th little hop skip. You can't really pace with purpose in low grav. It's hard. But that's when the captain and Lucian would open the door to medical, and there is Leslee, visibly mid freak out.
How's it going in here, Doc?
Oh, definitely don't call me Doc. I mean, I have a PhD, but
So you're a doctor?
No, not the medical kind. I don't even know. No one.
We're all made of the same
doctor.
stuff.
Dr. Leslee Pitts, so...
You worked hard for that, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but I do research.
Well, did
We
any of
do
your
have a-
research tell you how many of these people are going to make it?
Not entirely, but there is one person with medical credits still in biostasis, so that's good. We could have an actual doctor, not the rock
don't
doctor.
Know if it's safe to wake people up because, yeah.
Right, we did lose a bunch. Yeah.
This was a higher projected failure rate than you were told. It was... Things were kept within an acceptable level of risk that there was a 10% chance of people not making it back out of the biostasis. So there's, I said, 5 corpses right now out of the 8 that got revived. That's not good. It's not good one bit.
Is there any chance that the emergency crew was brought back at some point during that solar flare?
You want to check the logs, Lucian? Go ahead and roll me 10 dice. Roll me 10.
Let's do it.
10 d6s. This is where you get the opportunity to spin the story, because when you we'll say take a chance. Okay, I'm loving the t-shirt. I love that.
Only 6s and 1s matter?
Yep.
Okay, no 1s, 3 6s.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
All right, so Lucian, what do the logs say?
Logs say that at some point when that solar flare hit the ship and kind of made everything wonky, there were actually 2 solar flares. The first one was what set the emergency crew to get woken up, and the second one was the one that wiped them out.
Okay.
So essentially, we got lucky.
We did. You're kind of threading a needle here.
Yep. Not a good needle. Personally.
Really small needle, actually.
Yep.
We're looking at even smaller needle trying to get back towards this planet, but better than any other chances we had.
So, Captain David, are you going to be making the call to wake up the medical personnel, the one sole survivor? Or are you gonna? I mean, you're in charge.
No, I don't think we should. Because I don't know if we will end up being able to go back under. So waking someone else up could essentially put them in a death sentence with us that I don't know if we necessarily are going to get, but I don't want to chance it. And we're all healthy and hale as far as I can tell. So why wake up this medical doctor for dead people?
Fair enough. I can do basic first aid, but if you get something bigger than that, hopefully one of you guys can cover that.
Yeah, we got some basic first aid training in basic.
Yeah.
There you go.
And, what could possibly go wrong on an empty ship?
Exactly. That.
That was, you don't want me to answer that question. Okay.
No, I do not.
I get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
Cool.
I'm
Ellie,
sure
not
there's
actually answer the
plenty
question.
of rock problems that could happen, but leave that in school, okay?
Ellie chimes in over the intercom in medical. Captain David Stone, to the helm, please.
Okay. Well, I guess I have to be off.
So, Lucian, are you gonna be kicking it here with Leslee in medical, or what are you gonna be doing?
Unless the captain needs me.
It was only the captain was paged.
So it's up to him.
Y'all are welcome to do whatever it is that you do.
Sure, I'll look at some rocks. Sounds like a good way to entertain ourselves for the next month or so. So, Doc, what's your favorite rock?
What's my favorite rock?
Top 5.
Top
right off the top of your
5.
head.
Top 5 rocks. So, I mean, Skarn is also a really cool rock. So you got Skarn, you got Nice, you got some Slate.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna find out here, but those are some cool rocks.
Space rocks.
Yeah, definitely space rocks, which is what I was paid to be here for. Yeah. I mean, those rocks are cool.
I agree.
And Lucian's doing maybe trying his best to calm Leslee, and he's
I don't know. Name some rocks.
Lucian comes from a completely different world than Leslee. Lucian's a military guy through and through, and kicking it with the civilian egghead. Maybe not high on his list of ways to have a good time, but the mission's the mission. Got to do what you can to keep morale up, oorah, or whatever branch you were in. We'll leave that up to you.
Hoorah.
Okay.
Space Marine.
Amazing.
I was hoping that you didn't miss that opportunity.
And so, Captain David, you are in the helm. You see that Ellie has finished processing the communications buffer, and she is still collating all of the messages, routing them to where they need to go, and she's kind of displaying the process in real time. Mm-hmm. And you can see most of the communications are getting flagged as classified. Captain's eyes only. And I'm assuming you're going to start digging through the stuff?
Oh, absolutely. As soon as I start seeing these, I skip over the rest of the stuff, and I'm looking for these specifically.
So, starting in 2077, this would have been just as your ship was starting to, we'll say, bully its way past the Oort cloud and into, we'll say, the interstellar void between our solar system and its nearest neighbor. But there was some sort of an accident on a research facility or industrial research facility on the moon, which then led to a cataclysmic chain reaction which destroyed the body in orbit. And then that's when things started getting weird. Unofficial communications, not from the United Nations, not from any other military organizations or commercial entities, but these are the emails that Joe Blow sends to his buddy. There's also some civilian traffic that got scrubbed and for whatever reason forwarded on. After the moon erupted, some sort of ecological disaster on Earth happened. Some sort of contaminant changed people. And that's when the emails and audio messages start talking about zombies and drones. They're starting to mention aliens. You see that there's actually a personal communication that has been flagged, forwarded next of kin to Leslee. You're still putting bits and pieces together, but the world you left behind is no more. Something destroyed your planet. Some sort of alien entity destroyed Earth, made it their own. There were pockets of resistance that still managed to make it onto ARC ships. The Damocles project, which is what your ship was a part of, that was supposed to be the great exodus to escape the planet because we killed the damn thing. And something did the job for us. But it wasn't done. Something changed with the sun. And even that started to die. And the last image that you see of our sun, tight beamed on the communication networks from the last ARC ship to leave, is of the sun fading from a dark red to a purple. And then the image cuts out. This can't be right. The dates on these emails.
That's what I was about to ask.
You all have been in biostasis for 200 years.
Cool. So, when was our last communication from Earth?
The last communication from Earth before they took over was from someone in the United States military by the name of General Taylor. And it was the equivalent of save yourself. Things fell apart back home quickly. The last communication would have been from that last ARC ship, and that was, I believe, just before 2100.
Great.
Ellie is telling you right now that the year is 2397.
Oh, shit.
These ships were fast. These ships were really fast. You all were only supposed to have been under for at most 10 years.
Great. Excellent. Awesome. Fuck. Okay, so I will start any ARC ships that I know that are out there. I will just start trying to send communications to them, like anything. Just, are you alive? Essentially, we are lost as fuck. And we've been lost for apparently a couple 100 years plus.
Go ahead and roll me 10 dice.
Oh no. It's only mildly disquieting. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
How do I break it to the crew that, Oh, that's not good. I got 3 1s and 1 6.
Are you gonna burn a virtue or wait, no, your moment's on the top, isn't it? What was your moment again?
Basically, I want to know that someone heard me. All these messages. That's what I want to know. Someone hope. I'll find hope when someone hears my messages.
This was appropriate. This was appropriate then. You know what? If you want to go ahead and use your moment and see if you can save those dice, and then, if you save those dice, then, I'll get you your hope die.
So what am I doing here?
You can go ahead, and the way I've been doing it, you can use up your moment, and you can re-roll those ones. Okay.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll go ahead and you'll get your hope die. Just go ahead and save the ones, and you'll get your hope die here.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool. So I get my hope die.
And now re-roll those ones.
Okay. So I got 4 and 2 2s.
Okay, you saved the dice, and you got your hope die. And I can't challenge your narrative control, so you can go ahead and tell a good story.
So after I see all of this, so am I narrating the moment? Oh, okay. I'm going to say that I get a message back, and it is from, Lord knows how far away, because we are lost. But it is from people who have successfully made it to a planet. And we are basically a myth. Our ship is, how are you still around? They take it as almost a lie, as we're exchanging communications, because they don't understand how we could possibly be alive.
This weird transponder showed up on the quantum network, and the ID is ancient. This should not be happening. Yeah, this is the disbelief is definitely. Okay.
They don't know where we are, and we don't know where we are.
You are in completely uncharted territory.
And unfortunately, they tell us that the planet that we were heading back towards, not a livable place.
Good luck and Godspeed.
So, I mean, great. At least I have that working for me. Have some information to work off of, though I don't know where we are. And now I get to go tell the crew what's going on and try to figure out our plans.
Are you going to maybe page the other two to join you someplace, or are you gonna meet up with them?
I will. Yeah, I'll basically have Ellie page them and tell them to meet me up here, so I can break the news to them. Rip the Band-Aid off fast.
And Leslee and Lucian, you're still down there in medical. Captain David's been gone, we'll say 10, 15 minutes. No, it'd be longer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a good hour at least. But you do get a page from Ellie over the intercom. Major Barbados and Dr. Pitts to... You're a PhD, damn it.
See, the robot thinks you're a doctor.
to the helm, please.
Doesn't mean I have to think I'm a doctor.
You literally are. You have a certificate.
I know, but I don't like the title. You need it though to do research. I don't know.
Anyway, my favorite rock. You ever been to one of those geology caves? You know, back on Earth.
Yeah, totally. There's a bunch.
You
of
ever go to the
Kentucky.
gift shop?
Yeah.
And they got the rock candy.
Yeah.
That's my favorite kind of rock.
Listen, rock candy's good.
Yeah, it's bomb.
I just like it's just a wad of sugar. What's not to like about it? You know, I support it. Candy's good in general.
Kind of hurts your teeth when you chew on it, but it's not really convenient to like keep in your mouth, but it still tastes good.
Yeah, I agree. But they also sell like the little loose stuff that you get with the string in it for rock candy. You ever get that? Yeah. Yeah.
The string?
They put I think the way that they do it is to get the sugar crystals. We should probably go to the helm.
And we can catch up on rock candy later.
Yeah, we can talk about growing rock candy crystals some other time.
Oh, we can do that? I thought you had to find them.
No, we could probably make some rock candy with this. I don't know what we have food wise. We can see what we can do.
Who said there's no hope in space?
You know, fair assessment.
Lucian and Leslee, you do go back into the helm. How do they find Captain David? What's Captain David up to?
Captain David is just probably like just grilling Ellie. Like, okay, so we know this place is out. So is there anything else in the nearby orbit that we recorded before the end of before times that we could potentially go to? And y'all probably catch just like sort of a frantic but like asking the right sort of questions thing. But you would be worried listening to this conversation for sure. Like,
is the captain giving Ellie enough time to actually answer the questions?
Probably not.
like he asks a question. It takes a moment to think, and then she starts to respond. Captain David, and then he's like already on to the next line of reasoning, knowing that the chat log, there's going to be an archive of what she intended to say stored. There is going to be a transcript. And that's what they walk in on.
Oh, yeah, y'all are here. So, good news or bad news first?
What do you think, Doc?
I'm going to say good news first. Good news is always best to get first, right? Yeah, makes sense.
Good news. I found people who are alive.
Great.
On the ship?
No.
Oh, I assumed.
A surviving Ark ship somewhere far planet. I have no idea where it is. But some people lived and have established some semblance of a civilization.
That's a win, right?
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
They got off Earth and the Ark ship and went somewhere else where it's livable. Okay, so now the bad news, and there's lots of that, so let's go rapid fire. Apparently Earth was taken over by aliens, which basically infected us and turned us into zombies. The last Ark ship that left saw the sun die, the moon was exploded, and we've been lost for approximately 300 years.
Are you on one of those weird forums again, Captain?
Allie?
Yes, Captain.
Can you please confirm the information that I just gave you? And you can speak of the classified information, it's fine.
There's a moment hesitation, and then Ellie override granted. What Captain David is stating is the truth. Further analysis indicates biomechanical, organic, and inorganic infection on Earth. Approximate construction nanite.
Wait, we were infected with nanites?
We're not.
Earth was.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
When did that
Aliens know
happen?
how to use nanites. This is some, the only people who really talk about nanites are like Metal Gear Solid. So
Oh, I love those games.
yeah,
No doubt.
they're good games.
Number 32 was absolutely the best of the series.
Agreed.
100%. But aliens figured that out before us, which is always concerning.
Also, there's a message for you, Doc.
A message for me.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's a bad news message since you didn't say that in the good news portion.
Yes.
Can I see it? Or you get to tell me
Sorry,
about
Lois.
it?
It's an audio recording.
Okay.
Do you want us to leave? I didn't listen to it.
Oh, okay. I'll hold on to it then. I just assumed you listened to it. I don't know why I assumed that.
No, that would be rude. There is some decorum here.
I don't know. Thank you. I'll be sure to. If there's more bad news, I can wait for more bad news and then I can go listen to it.
Well, there is hope. I mean, we know that there are livable planets. Unfortunately, the one we're heading towards is not one of them.
So let's turn around or whatever.
We have that information ahead of time, so that's good.
Yeah. We've only been on this course for what, like 30 minutes?
A little over an hour, but yeah, we're going to figure out what else was nearby, and then try to figure out where to go from there.
That seems like a plan of action. We've
The
got
whole thing
ideas.
about being out here for 300 years, though, that really threw me off. I'm not going to lie to you all.
Yeah, I'm still confused by that one. I wasn't like quartermaster or anything, but did we bring enough supplies to be out here that long?
Well, we were supposed to be in stasis, so I don't know.
Right. So
I mean, I
this-
imagine if we brought enough food for us to get somewhere as a scouting team, there's plenty here, especially since we lost a plethora of people.
Right.
What about
Makes
the
sense.
ship? What about fuel, energy, all that?
Yeah, what about all that, Allie?
Fuel reserves at estimated trajectory and rate of speed. Fuel reserves will last 2 weeks. Energy reserves, 2 weeks.
Can
That
we
sounds like more bad news.
shut off the air conditioning or something?
Recommended course of action: triage power usage, repair auxiliary power system.
I can do that.
Great.
Okay.
I
So-
hope so, Major.
So, Major, before we dive into this, what systems would you intend on taking offline?
Well, we need oxygen, I assume. That would be up there. What systems are available on this ship? What kind of ship are we dealing with?
Well, this ship here, it uses a cold fusion. Basically, it's a Dyson sphere. You've run out of the necessary helium-3 fuel to sustain the fusion reaction. The ship is equipped with an emergency ram scoop. For the layman here, a ram scoop's basically a construction on a ship that as you fly through space, you pick up all of the stray like solar radiation and whatnot that you would use to fuel a drive of this type. Unfortunately, out in the void, there's no stellar mass to scoop off of.
What about the cryostasis? That's got to be using a lot of energy, right?
That would kill the remaining crew.
Well, if we don't wake them up now, they're going to die in 2 weeks, right?
That seems like the most drastic option. Let's
I think it kind of makes sense. I don't know. Okay, drastic. Okay, I get it. Yep.
How cold will it get if we turn off heating?
That would be Ellie does a quick computation for you. If you were to kill the thermal generation, the ship would the ship would become unlivable within 5 hours. The thermal generation is essential to survival right now.
All right, kill communications. Kill all lights and non-essential power.
Wait,
For
lights?
sustaining life, yes.
What are non-essential lights?
We got flashlights, I'm sure.
Yeah, we can live with flashlights.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like a vibe to you, Doc.
No, it'll be okay. Yeah. I don't like the dark, I'm gonna be real. But flashlights do we have a lot of flashlights?
I'll get you like 10 flashlights. So you gotta have flashlights for everybody on the crew, right?
That's a really good point.
Yeah. You start working on those that rock candy, and I'll make sure that you're well lit. All right.
Great.
Unless those need to grow in the dark. I don't know how it works.
No, rock candy does not need to grow in the dark. It'll be
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like mushrooms or something.
Nah, it's just sugar, and it's fun.
Lucian, go ahead and roll me the dice here. I believe you guys are still at 10, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Currently.
Yeah. So yeah, 10 dice, Lucian, to kill the systems as we've discussed.
Let's see. 1, 3 6s and 2 1s. What does that mean?
Okay, so you still succeed, but if you do not burn your virtue or vice, whatever's at the top here, you will lose those 2 1s, and then we will continue the scene with 8 dice in the pool.
Okay, I'll burn my vice.
Okay, what's your vice?
I'm clumsy.
How are you going to clumsily? Go ahead, burn your. Yeah, this is on brand. Go ahead, roll it. Yeah, re-roll those ones and
Re-roll the
burn your
ones?
vice. Yes.
Okay. Okay. No 6s, but they're not 1s.
All right, you saved the dice. You're still at 10.
They're still alive.
Congratulations. All right.
Great.
You can now narrate how you clumsily deactivate these systems.
So, while I'm handling professionally all of the engineering work, I get to the point where I'm futzing with the gravity simulator.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I kind of clumsily with my wrench, kind of wrench it too hard, turning the gravity up in the ship really high for just a minute, and I crashed into the ground.
Oh.
And then I turn it right back around, and I actually set it so that it's actually less gravity than we had before to save energy. But I kind of busted up my nose a little bit, but I'm not going to tell anybody about it.
Yeah. So you all notice it become significantly lighter, significantly darker in the ship now. We figured Lucian and David, you two could maybe go off and work on the auxiliary systems as Ellie suggested. Leslee, what were you going to be doing here?
Leslee will probably try to listen to that message that she received.
Okay.
And then would maybe then go try and assist with whatever systems they're working on, just trying to provide like a spare set of hands.
And not be in the dark by yourself.
And not be in the dark, but yeah, absolutely. Is not
you
gonna
got
try.
like, you got like 15 flashlights.
Yeah.
Oh, she's still gonna avoid being by herself as much as possible. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what I'm going to do here is I actually have the audio file prepared. I'm going to send it to you in Discord.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to splice this into the episode so everyone can hear it. I'm going to send it to, I will send it to, actually, I'll get this propagated to where it needs to go. Leslee, you retire to what amounts for your own private quarters, and you queue up the recording that was originally intended for your mother, but was automatically forwarded to your father's next of kin, which would be you. So, for whatever reason, the system snagged this message, and you're now listening to this recording. And I will play this now for the audience. Everyone has had a chance to listen to this already.
Helen, I wanted to say I'm sorry. I was being selfish, and I wasn't present when you needed me to be. It probably doesn't mean much now, and I don't even know if you're still alive to get this, but I'm sorry, and I love you. I took this job to give you space, but I do realize now that that isn't what you needed or wanted, and all it did was tear us apart, and I'm sorry. Bye, darling.
So there we go. Leslee, that was a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot, considering the circumstances that Leslee left, which was right after a splintering family, due to a messy divorce. So, and she never got a chance to speak to her parents prior to leaving. So, fun to get a voice message from your dad to your mom saying you're sorry, and then knowing they never got it. Either of them, and they're both gone. Yep. Nope, that's not adding to any of the panic right now. It's fine.
Captain David probably should have screened that before sending it off, but yeah. So, David and Lucian, you're down at the auxiliary. Yeah, the blood is... It's not quite doing the cool cinematic 0G globule, but it's annoying. It's really annoying.
Yeah, it was crazy. The engineering hull, it was like fighting back. It's nuts. But don't worry, I handled it. Energy is good.
Yep. Turned off comms for now. We'll periodically check them, but probably best to save that energy, especially when we know that there's no one listening, really, that can help us.
And you arrive to the auxiliary power relay system. There's no sign of physical damage or sabotage. This was, at least upon initial cursory examination, could very well have been from the solar flare. There's no... When you're starting to dig into it, everything seems to be fine. It's going to be kind of hard to troubleshoot where the problem with the auxiliary system is, though. And that's probably when Leslee would rejoin the captain and Lucian, just as the captain's getting ready to finish the repair. Captain, if you want to go ahead and roll me 10 dice, please.
Oh, yeah. Wow. 1-6.
1-6. Still a success. I can't challenge. So, Captain David, narrate how you go about fixing this auxiliary system.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this old school because Captain doesn't know what the hell is going on. So, he just starts punching it after a while. Just thump, thump, thump.
Percussive maintenance.
And I suspect that it gets back to working properly. He's like, see? That's my daddy taught me.
And the lights in here do turn back on. In an emergency area like this, you cannot disable the lighting.
Right.
And so Leselle's maybe a little bit more at ease.
Guess you didn't need the flashlights.
Might still hold on to them. You never know, but I'll take the lights back.
Well, it's just gonna be in the most emergency areas where you have to have a light. The rest of the place is basically shut down. I mean, you'll see the nice glow of the stasis tanks, their readings and stuff, but a few computer screens, and that's about it.
Cool, so I will keep my flashlights then.
You should keep your flashlights.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Glad the auxiliary system's back on, though. Yeah.
And,
it's a good start.
And Ellie actually does chime back in over the intercom system down here. Projected energy reserves will now last 1 month. Fuel reserves 3 weeks.
Be cutting it close, but
It's the best we can do right now.
It's a little more time, right? A week? Why not?
Gives us some time to find somewhere else to be, and then coast.
And you all are the auxiliary systems. This is a very vital section of the ship. This is in the core of the ship. Mm-hmm. Even down here, though, with the reduction in gravity, you feel the ship shake. It's just a very brief vibration.
Allie, you said there was nothing out there.
Confirmed, Captain. Visual analysis indicates we are in a interstellar void. No physical structures or matter present other than the ship.
Give the
ship shaking.
Give the ship a break. It's over 200 years old. It's like an old house setting.
Physical structure integrity, 100%. External force applied to hull of ship.
Wait, hold up. Did you just say external force applied to the hull?
Correct, Captain.
But we're also in a void where there's nothing here.
Correct, Doctor.
Those two things don't add up. Those two things don't add up. Yeah.
I assume we don't have visuals on the hull of the ship.
Correct, Captain.
All right, so as long as we don't have another one of those, then we shouldn't have to worry about it. But if we do, we might have to go check it out physically.
The ship shakes again.
I think you might have jinxed us there, Captain.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah.
Wonderful.
Time for a spacewalk, huh? In the void of space. Yep.
That's safe, right? There's no, like, space rocks. That's why it's a void.
There shouldn't be space rocks.
Maybe it's something that, like, got stuck on us while we were traveling. It's probably nothing.
I don't like the sound of that because I just found out that aliens and zombies exist.
Yeah, also, what would get stuck on us? Nope. I don't want to answer that question.
You're the rock, Doc. Like, what could potentially...
I changed my mind. I don't want to answer that question. Because I don't know. I could hypothesize a lot of things that are mostly based in science fiction. Not so much reality. But then again, aliens and zombies exist. So is my science fiction speculation that off base? I don't really know anymore. It's hard to say. We've hit a point where, reality and science fiction blend together, and I don't understand anymore.
All right, could it be any good things?
I think that's a possibility. What if it's a nice alien who can help us get more fuel and get us
like
back
E.T.
home?
That's your good thing that we could come up with is a nice alien.
That would be up there in top good things that could be on the ship.
Yeah, wouldn't you? I think if we brought E.T. on the ship, that sounds like not a bad idea.
I remember the E.T. movie, and it was basically a white savior movie. So I don't know how helpful that would be. It was like The Green Mile, but for kids.
It kind of was, yeah, that's a really good point. I haven't watched that movie since I was a kid, and I didn't like it as a kid. I was really scared of E.T., honestly.
E.T. was a lot shorter than Michael Clark Duncan.
I was really scared of E.T.
Yes. It was. Okay, fine. I'll go check it out.
Are you sure? It kind of
No.
feels like...
Absolutely fucking not.
So, is the captain going to suit up and go take a look outside the ship?
Yeah, I think that's the move, unless someone else volunteers.
I mean, I'm cleared to spacewalk, technically. I have the training. I can go do it.
If there's something that needs fixing up there, I could do that. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to tell what kind of aliens are up there.
I don't think any of us will.
I can go take a look. I think it's a bad idea to send the captain out there, gonna be honest. Sounds like a pretty bad idea. I feel like I'm gonna blend these weird science fiction and realistic things that are happening again, and probably the first person that goes outside might not go great for them. Do we really want to lose the captain? I feel like most of the time when the captain goes out first, the captain dies. No one's going to kill the head of science officer first. That just seems silly.
We'll have a tether. I'll be waiting in the airlock for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, you all go to the airlock. Leslee, you're suiting up. Go ahead and roll me 10 dice.
I would love to.
Okay.
Would you?
I
Not
have
a good sign.
no. I have 1 6 and 2 1s.
Okay, well, I mean, a 6 is still the win. What are you going to do with those ones, though?
Right.
You haven't burned anything yet, have you?
No, I haven't. Okay. Yeah, I can go ahead. So my top is my vice, so I could go ahead and burn my vice.
Your nyctophobia.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, this is a really good way to get rid of that. Okay.
In the void of space.
In the void of space. Yeah, I would love to lose my fear of the dark in the void of space. That sounds perfect.
Go ahead and re-roll those ones.
Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see if I can maybe not fail. I got a 6.
Okay.
I got a 6 and a random number.
Yeah, well, you saved them. If you don't mind, I would like to take narrative control of the scene, if that's okay with you.
I am comfortable with it.
Okay. You put the suit on. Yeah, it's one thing to talk brave in the light. It's another thing to actually follow through with your suggestion, especially for a nyctophobe. What the fuck were you thinking? Oh god, it is... You actually start to kind of hyperventilate before they even get you fully suited up. But you said you're gonna do it, and you're gonna do it. You get your suit on. You tether up. And the outer door opens. And the only thing greeting you is blackness. There's no starlight to be seen when you're inside an interstellar void. Light doesn't exist in these things. You can't see the outside of this ship. There's no light to reflect the outside of the ship. That's why Ellie can't see anything visually, because there's nothing to produce the light to see. And the basic life support systems on the suits are designed to operate within a certain set of parameters. The temperature drop, it's a shock to the system, and the onboard control of your suit starts screeching in panic as it's trying to do what it needs to do to keep you alive. You don't even make it out of the ship. This is a fool's errand. Even with the tether, you don't even know if you'd be able to find your way back if you lost your grip. Not a chance in hell. You close the door. You take off the suit. Lucian, Captain David, you were standing there watching her go about this whole process. And you know, she puts her hands on the outer of the bulkhead and just kind of goes a little bit past, just enough to, yep. The only thing that you can see is the immediate vicinity of the bulkhead from where your hands are touching from the light escaping the airlock. That's it. Close the door. You rejoin the others.
So there's one thing about being in a void that I didn't think about before going out there, and I can't see. I can't see. There is no light. There is no producible light source. I can't even see the hull of the ship. Plus, the suit started screaming as soon as I got out there because it is so cold. So cold. I don't think I could be out there for any extended duration of time without dying from freezing to death in a spacesuit. And even if I go out on the tether, I can't see the hull. I don't know if I'll be able to find my way back. Did I mention it's dark? It's very dark. Kind of comforting in a weird way now, but it's very dark.
If you can't see the ship, then like, couldn't anything be out there?
Yeah, that's the fun part.
Like other ships? Aground?
The Loch Ness Monster could be out there as far as we know. Like
Right.
maybe the Loch Ness Monster actually is also an alien and just actually comes up here to vacation most of the time.
And now that
Yeah.
you were on the outer edges of the ship, you feel that what was just a minor shake, something has definitely hit the outside of the ship. Captain, collision alarm. After the fact.
Thanks, Allie.
At least it still works.
Allie, do we have any information on any potential life forms that may have been in this star system?
Collating.
I'm going to assume she's going to say no, but I have to ask something because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Worth asking.
I think it's fair.
Unknown.
It's basically a no. Yeah.
So we can't see what's on our ship, but there's something on the ship. And apparently it's hit our hull. Damage. Hull integrity.
Collating. Projected damage to starboard propulsion system.
Motherfucker.
That's not going to do good for getting places, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Bang!
So,
Captain, collision alarm. Captain, recommend switching to infrared systems.
yeah, let's do it. What do we need to do? We should all suit up, by the way, just in case. If we end up with a ruptured hull, we will have to repair it from the inside. And, well, yeah.
It's
Good
very
idea.
cold and we're going to have to work quickly. Yep.
You all suit up. Now, part of Lucian's power regulation system was to basically, eliminate any and all sensors outside. You're gonna have to turn them back on, Captain. And since the engineer put in the lockout tagout, you have to override it. So go ahead. You're gonna have to play nice with Ellie to get this to pop off here, Captain.
Does that mean a roll?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Great. Outstanding. Oh no. That's a 6 and 3 1s.
You haven't burned anything yet, have you?
Had my moment, but no.
You can't. So those dice are now gone. those ones are now removed from the pool. Now your hope die scores a success on a 5 or a 6, and you do not lose that on a 1. Just pointing that out, just to refresh.
Well, I did not.
Okay. All right. So we now have 8 dice to continue forward with the scene. Captain, you can go ahead and narrate getting the infrared systems back online.
So it's like, Ali, re-engage, please. Thank you.
Affirmative. And you can see that there you know that there's a little bit of a delay as Ellie decides whether or not she's actually going to override the lockout tagout, but she does it anyway. And yes, you can proceed with the narration.
I appreciate you being cooperative today. I hate eyes. So, am I seeing what's outside now.
Yeah, and if you want me to go ahead, I can. I've got spice. If you want me to to let it out.
Oh yes, because that's what I'm here for now. I'm like,
so you kick the infrared systems back online. It's weird seeing the imagery because it's all black and white. You are going into the low end of the light spectrum to see what you need to see. And off in the distance, you are heading towards it, is a weird... It shows off as a weird shimmer in the infrared, almost like a heat mirage in a desert. But you see what it was that hit you. And the other things that are out there that can hit you. There's another one of the science vessels drifting. There's an arc ship drifting. Out in the black.
oh,
There's escape pods, escape shuttles, landing craft, all floating out here in this void, dead in the water.
cool. So I'm seeing a bunch of basically dead ships and lost people. So that's what ran into us, we can assume. Is there anything else? It's just ships, like debris?
Roll me 8 dice. Tell me what else you want to see out there.
What else I want to see out there? Great. 2 6s and a 1.
Okay. All right, that one's gonna go, so now you're down to 7 dice.
Yep, that's how this goes.
Uh-huh.
So, what I'm hoping to see.
Well, you see it. You can see whatever
okay.
you can see whatever you want to see out here. This is your scene. You can do whatever you want.
Is something we could potentially salvage fuel from. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a fuel salvage here. Even if we have to like grappling hook it, like I assume we have something that can grab stuff with the ship. And that's what I'm trying to bring in, fuel, because I'm not thinking about the people. I don't want to. We just have to continue to be able to keep on keeping on.
So the captain runs this plan by everybody. There's plenty of things that you can use to try to jerry-rig onto the nearest ship.
I can MacGyver something.
And it's one of the it's a smaller it would be one of the landing shuttles for one of the arc ships. But it is between the tether systems and the other equipment that you have on board, there are the robotic arms out on the hull. It's doable. It's going to require an EVA out into the void. Unless you want to try some navigational fuckery here, Captain, to try to get closer.
Sure.
7 dice.
Eventually, you'll have less dice for ones.
2 ones.
Jeez and rice.
Sick.
It had to happen.
Can I use a gambler?
You cannot. You cannot. The scene ends. You've burned you've burned everything that you can in the scene. The entropy always wins in 10 candles. Yeah. So we're down to 9 dice. Yeah. Now, Captain, your intention here, this is legitimately the safest way to go about this. To get your ship as close as you possibly can to something else. To minimize the exposure out there in the cold to the crew. It's hard navigating just off of the IR scope, which is the only thing that can actually see out here. Ellie does her best to assist, but she's not designed to be doing this kind of math.
Yeah, this is basically me trying to fly off sight when I'm half blind.
Mm-hmm. And that emergency or that landing shuttle that you were trying to approach, you do manage to get there. You just lost control of the drift of your ship, and the shuttle is now firmly embedded in your airlock. And now we will speak our truths. The way that this works is we go around, we speak a truth about the setting, the characters, them. You can, this is your chance to do anything and everything within, the realm of feasibility as presented by the scenario. You can progress the scene forward. You can do whatever you want within reason. I do have final veto power, but I'm usually fairly easy to get along with in these regards. I'm more than willing to give you all enough rope to hang yourselves with. So, yeah. Let me go ahead here and get a cheat sheet up. All right. So, this much is true. The world is dark. And we start with Captain David Stone. You speak the next truth.
This much is true. We will find help.
Okay. All right. Next up is going to be Leslee.
The fuel from this cruiser that's now stuck in our airlock is still salvageable.
Okay. All right. Next up is Lucian.
Humans are resilient.
That is true. That is very, very true. They know that there are people alive in their creation.
Come on.
They're going, we won't need eyes.
Next up, David.
Oh, like we keep going?
We keep going. Yeah, we keep going until we speak all 9, including the world is dark. So this is truth 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is truth 6.
We work better together as a team.
Something came along with the ship in the airlock.
Mm-hmm. All right, Lucian, you've got number 8 here.
Dumb luck is better than no luck.
The ship's oxygen is going to run out within an hour, if this is not repaired.
I knew you were going to say some evil shit. I knew it. I knew
With
it.
a smile on his
A smile on his face.
So that can we're gonna go ahead and close out the ritual. This ends with all of you who are still alive by saying together, "We are still alive." And we figured out that if I conduct this, so 1, 2, 3, and we
are still alive.
So, the Captain David, you were trying to do some quick propulsion math in your head, forgot to carry a decimal place, and overcorrected. Ellie, bless her, wasn't able to catch it in time. And so the captain's in the helm. Where were Leslee and Lucian when this was all happening?
We had come from the airlock, right? So we probably would have left it.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know where all you might have considered going while the captain was trying this maneuver.
Probably back to the only area where there's light.
Into the middle of the ship, down in the auxiliary area.
For Doc's sake.
Yeah. Yep, that sounds perfect.
Okay.
Great.
And you all feel, due to the low gravity, you all feel the ship move, and maybe you suddenly get slammed in one direction as the captain was trying his last-ditch maneuver to save the ship from collision. Oops. You feel...
And I just go over the comms like, it's fine, everything's fine, except there's something stuck in the airlock. Don't worry about it too much. We did find the shuttle.
Great.
Yeah, that all sounds really promising.
Ellie peeps over the alarm. Collision alarm, Captain.
Yes, I am aware, Ellie. Thank you.
Do you think the robot thinks it's funny?
I don't know if robots have a sense of humor. We still don't really quite understand AI. That's a topic for another time. But
It's been 200 years to develop a sense of humor.
I wonder if she got lonely. Just started.
AI don't really have
jokes.
personalities. We just like to do that in science fiction. Then again, the aliens thing, you know? The AI definitely could have developed a sense of humor.
Yeah, you ever seen that Robin Williams movie? AI?
No.
I'm thinking of Prometheus, unfortunately, and that AI, though Michael Fassbender was amazing, still really creepy.
I mean, in Mass Effect, the AI gets its own body, so I don't know. Maybe we can figure out how to eject Ellie out of the ship and into a fun body.
Robot
We don't
friend.
have any cyborg bodies, too. We just have a bunch of dead human bodies. Yeah, that doesn't work like that, huh?
No. So...
How's Oxygen looking?
That's Ellie actually sounds a alarm. Oxygen levels critical due to hull breach in airlock. Suggest immediate emergency repair.
Don't worry about anything. I got this.
Okay. So, Lucian, as you approach the airlock, you can see where the inner door, due to the collision here, has actually warped in the frame, and that's where the air is escaping. But you're looking through the inner door, and you see the nose of one of these landing shuttles firmly buried inside the outer door of the airlock, and it's ripped and torn holes in its own hull, trying to jam into this airlock. But in theory, you could gain entry into the shuttle this wasn't a complete waste. You still have fuel, but we have to figure out how we're going to solve the oxygen problem.
I'm not a doctor. Can I weld this thing shut?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll me 9 dice.
Two sixes and 2 1s.
Okay. This is a new scene. You can burn to save those ones if you wish, or you can let them go, and we will continue with 7 dice.
I'll burn.
All right, what are you burning?
Let me remember what I had in the stack. Everything is going to plan.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, go ahead, burn it, and reroll those ones.
2 sixes.
Okay, now that was your what moment? Virtue?
That was my moment.
Your
So do I get a special dice?
Yes, you get your hope die now. Okay, so everything's going according to plan, Lucian.
Yeah.
Yep, you're welding the door shut, so to prevent the oxygen escaping.
Yeah, I seen this at basic training. It's like making some kind of super ship out of 2 ships that crash into each other.
And you've managed to keep the oxygen inside where it belongs. That isn't gonna solve the matter of how you're actually gonna get back into that shuttle because of the airlock here. I would have, the inner door is what you welded shut.
So I can make a new door.
Okay.
I basically made a Megazord here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Roll me 9 dice here. I want to hear how you do this.
And I get a special one, right?
Yes, you do. That one you do not lose on a 1, and it scores a success on a 5 or a 6.
Okay. 9 dice. 5. That's the special one. 6. And no 1s.
Okay.
Oh, another 6. 3 6s.
All right, yeah, I can't challenge her narrative control. This is still your scene.
Lucian is in the zone because everything is going according to plan. So having created a Megazord out of the 2 ships that have now collided into each other, he's basically welded the spot that was the tear in our original ship to the ship on the outside, or the shuttle on the outside. And understanding that we need to get in there, he kind of figures out what he's looking at on the small shuttle, and he makes like a small portal with his equipment and cuts open a new hole so that they can get into the other ship, which is hopefully also sealed shut.
Okay.
Actually, it is sealed shut. I'm in control here.
Yes. Yes.
I was like, yes, it is.
So Lucian has shown off some of his military ingenuity, and he's made it work. It doesn't look pretty, but it's going to hold, at least for now. And you now have a viable alternative for more fuel. Now, the shuttle itself is designed to comfortably seat 10 people plus light equipment. Or it's either heavy equipment and no people. It's a very utilitarian design. That being said, who's going to be brave enough to suit up, go on board this shuttle?
Oh yeah, Leslee will go.
Okay. Lazelle's not scared of the dark anymore.
No.
Yeah, the darkness of a bedroom at night is nothing in comparison.
To the void of space.
To the void of space. Pitch dark void of space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit dark. You've seen advanced darkness.
Yes. So Lezelle's going on board. Is anyone else tagging along for the ride?
I'll go with. I'm here. I want to use my new hole.
Okay. Captain staying on board.
I'm sorry.
This is why I brought Brennan
Not
along.
mature enough for that one.
This is why I brought Brennan along.
Grow up. Gosh, this is life and death.
I refuse.
Captain, you're staying back behind.
I need to monitor the ship just in case some shit goes wrong.
Mm-hmm. And now that you know what's out there, maybe you're keeping an eye on the infrared, and you can make course corrections if something decides to go bong on India again here. But Lizelle and Lucian on board the shuttle.
I'm bringing a big wrench with me, by the way.
An engineer is never far without his tools.
Yeah.
The hole was made in basically the cockpit of the shuttle. And the cabin here, there's two bodies in spacesuits. They're strapped into their chairs, hands on the controls. These bodies, they're not the freshest, but they're, if you were to guess, they've maybe been dead 3-5 years. Are you going to proceed further into the shuttle?
Inspecting these bodies, is there equipment appearance the same as ours, or like when are they from?
I'm not going to make you roll this. This is narratively important. They are wearing the same design and uniforms as would have been standard issue for the Damocles project, which you were all a part of.
So they were probably on our mission, or same time period.
Yeah, the patches on the suits identify them as they are the crew from the Montano, which was another that would have been one of the ARC ships, actually. If you proceed further into the shuttle, there's, like I said, there's not much to it. There's the cockpit, a large, which is basically a cargo bay, bolted on top of, a propulsion system. Inside the shuttle, where this was designed to comfortably house or seat 10 plus light equipment, there's 20 bodies jammed in this bay. They're all wearing the suits of the Montano. They're all dead. They're in the same physical state as the crew in the cockpit. But protruding from these bodies are black shards. They're similar to like a palm frond, but they're more geometrically they look more like fractals. And it looks like a weird mixture of biological and inorganic material. Almost.
Hey, Doc, do you know what kind of rocks these are?
Don't look familiar to me, but I definitely want to take some back with me. That is for sure. This will be a fun project while we travel.
Okay. Doctor, go ahead and roll me 9 dice.
Yeah, I would love to. Absolutely. Ooh, no ones and 2 6s.
Okay. I can't challenge for narrative control. This is still your scene.
Yes. So
I will say that the as far as physical comparison, the closest analogy you can come up with would be really thin obsidian. It's almost translucent.
that makes sense. Yeah. She would share that. She'd be like, it's like an analogy to, or an analog to what we have. It's obsidian. It kind of looks like obsidian, but what if obsidian was see-through? So like see-through volcanic glass. I don't know if that's what the molecular composition is going to end up being, but that's kind of what it looks like.
And that's what killed him.
I don't have the power to assess that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical.
You
doctor.
are a doctor.
Okay. I'll clarify from now on.
We're gonna work on your affirmations. I think you should. You've worked hard to get where you are.
Right.
Upon closer examination, this stuff is actually protruding from these bodies.
Definitely. I'm not a doctor, and this definitely killed these people.
You can make that assessment. I'm not willing to make that assessment.
Yeah, in that I've seen dead people and knows what kills them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to take some of this with us, though. So yeah, Lizelle would definitely try to like scoop samples of the obsidian shards.
I know I'm not in this scene, but when you're saying that it's protruding from their bodies, does it look like it's growing from their bodies?
Yeah. If you were to, because I mean the stuff does look semi-plant like. Growing would be a pretty good descriptor here, actually. Growing, protruding, sprouting.
Like rock candy.
Like rock candy, yep. They're growing obsidian rock candy from their bodies.
You let me know how it tastes.
Oh,
Don't like that.
that's like the... Listen, that's the one thing you learn pretty early on in your career is not to put the rocks in your mouth. So...
I heard something similar.
Now, there are times when, unfortunately, you are required to lick the science, as they say. But, Lizelle, how are you, like, describe to me how you're collecting the sample.
So, like I'm sure, well-practiced geologist, she would have a sample bag and a hammer, and she would be trying to nicely hit the specimen and put it into a sample bag.
Mm-hmm. And you already rolled to succeed on this one here, so yeah, I'll give. Yeah, you got your sample.
Great.
It's really it adds no appreciable weight to the bag. The stuff is light.
Huh. It is. Overwhelmingly light? Like, incredibly light. Like, feathers. I've put feathers in a bag.
It's about the same.
Cool. Good to know. Rocks don't do that.
No.
Rocks have density to them. So, find out later what this is.
It's a cool rock.
Yeah, we have some capabilities, I'm sure, to run this through some spec and see what's going on here. It'll be great. I'm sure it won't turn up anything terrifying.
I'm going to close the new door when we get out of here.
Not a bad idea. I think that makes sense.
Now, Lucian, you came over here specifically to look for the fuel, to get some fuel off of the shuttle to bring back to the ship, correct?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me. We're still at 9, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You've already burned, so let's not forget that.
Yep, I didn't forget.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. 1 6 and 2 1s.
Okay, well, those 2 1s are now gone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So now we're at 7 dice, and I get to finally roll the challenge for narrative control because ties go to the storyteller in this system. It's your scene. So you can narrate to me finding the fuel.
So Lucian is making his way through this smaller shuttle, avoiding the jagged rock plants. And after kind of analyzing some of the barometers and all that jazz, he determines that the ship didn't get very far before whatever got them. So in the fuel tanks, it's actually pretty full. There's a lot of salvageable fuel and oxygen still left here.
Okay.
And he's going to start working to get that back onto our ship.
Okay. You're going to spend some time rigging up some kind of an umbilicus to get this what you need to do what you need to do, because the fuel would be actual liquid helium-3. This stuff is super volatile. And this is not something you're going to carry over in a bucket. So, while all this is going on, Captain David, there seems to be something else on approach. It's another shuttle. Hurtling tail over ass towards your ship.
Okay, well then I'm going to move us out of the way.
Okay, that's 7 dice.
Wait, a 7? I thought I was down to my 5 because I lost him.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, Brennan actually was rolling with. Yeah, we should be at 5. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. You're fine. We're good.
I didn't know if that was like for everybody.
Yeah, it's for everybody. Yeah, it's for everybody. It's a communal pool.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's for.
So
everybody.
my bad luck is translating to everyone. Oh. 1-6. Nothing. Oh, I got a 5 on my hope die.
Oh, so that's 2 successes. I can't challenge her narrative control. All right. Now, bear in mind that Lucian is in the process of rigging up an umbilical system to tap into the shuttle. Okay.
Yeah. So.
But the shuttle is also firmly implanted in the side of your ship.
Yeah, we've welded it together. We are a Megazord now. What I'll say is, first thing that Captain Stone notices is that when he goes to make like smaller movements, that the ship is much heavier. So he has to adjust. And so literally he waits to the absolute last minute to move the ship out of the way of this other hurtling ship. And he's trying to be as subtle as he can. And this is extremely dangerous, but he just gets away from it, and the ship just kind of like scrapes, not damages, but just skrrr. You hear it, but we're good.
And
over the comms, you just hear, "It's okay, everything's okay. I promise, we're good. Don't worry about it. It's fine."
And the captain actually like talks over Ellie's collision report. Or collision, yeah. And Lucian and Leslee, you can hear this long, it's like a banshee wail as the shuttle just creases the top of the Janssen.
It's the Space Ghosts.
There's, sure. I was gonna ask if there's space ghosts now, but, anything's possible at this point in time.
I was just keeping it light. Captain said it was cool.
Yeah, Yeah, Captain said it was cool, so we're cool.
Yeah, we're
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah.
If we can't trust Captain, then what can we trust in the void of space?
Only thing we can trust is each other. Yeah, that's the excellent point. Yeah.
I assume this is coming in over our radios that we have between each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the captain is just cringing as this is done. So just,
So the umbilical system has done what it needed to do. You've got enough fuel and oxygen to last quite some time now. The energy, you're able to drain off quite a bit from the shuttle's batteries. It's been floating dead. There's not a lot left in the tank, so to speak. But you can go and you can breathe. But whether or not everything else on the ship's going to function, including pumping the air throughout the ship, it's going to be kind of tricky. But you do what you need to do. You disconnect the umbilical lines, and then Lucian, I believe that you were planning on welding the shuttle back closed, correct?
Yeah, basically just securing this new part of our ship and then shutting it so that, the only thing that's coming through is the cables and whatever is needed to get their fuel onto our ship.
Okay. Well,
so it's like a super bootleg treehouse that's stuck on the side of the ship.
Okay. You can detach the umbilicals, so you don't have like the hoses all over the place. So you can in theory seal the shuttle shut and never have to.
Oh, it's just done.
Again. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah. No. Do you want any more rocks, Doc?
I'll take a few more just in case.
All right, make sure you seal them up tight in the jar.
Yeah.
Don't want them spreading.
That's 5 dice, Leslee.
Yeah, would love to.
What's spreading now?
The rock candy, the obsidian rock candy.
Yeah, they were growing rock candy in here, Captain.
So I got 2 1s and a 6.
All right. You haven't burned anything yet?
Yeah, I haven't burnt anything yet, so let's go ahead and burn my virtue, which is faithful.
Okay. Hey, this is part of the mission. You are going to do what you need to do to carry out your specific job on this specific mission. Screw the collateral duties. Go ahead and re-roll those ones.
Yeah. I didn't get 6s and I didn't get 1s.
All right. Well, okay, you saved them. I can still roll the challenge, though, for narrative control.
Okay.
It is my scene unless you want to sacrifice a candle.
No. You could hit. Yeah, do we?
Do it. Because Patrick's going to do some awful shit here.
Okay, then fine. Yeah, I guess I will sacrifice a candle. That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right, so that does end the scene, and that does reduce the die pool back to 8.
Right.
Going forward.
Perfect.
This was a good idea.
It was.
Yes, it was, Leslee.
It was, but I always
Trying to hold off the aliens for as long as possible.
right. Cool.
So yeah, you can go ahead. You can narrate collecting the sample, and then we'll end the scene.
Perfect. Yeah. So I think she's just able to, just like before, super easy. She uses her hammer. She puts some of those samples right into the next sample vial, as Lucian recommended. Make sure it's extra tight because I don't know.
Okay.
These are weird.
Okay.
But yeah, she does collect I think maybe 2 or 3 more sample jars. So she maybe has a total of 4.
Okay. When you pull your hammer back off of that last hit, you see that substance has spread to the hammer. And now we will speak our truths. So, you chose to sacrifice the candle there, Leslee. Mm-hmm. This much is true. The world is dark. You get the next truth.
This material is actually useful.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Lucian.
Aliens are allowed to be friendly.
I love it.
As Lucian is sealing off the shuttle, he hears a cry come from, or he hears a whisper come from inside of someone saying, "Save us." And Captain David, you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have truth 6. Oh no, 5.
Okay. Our doctor wakes up.
Am I allowed to add on to someone's truth that they just okay? Our doctor wakes up. Our doctor wakes up and is incredibly healthy.
I thought you were going to say our doctor wakes up alive.
Basically, is what I'm saying. Is like,
Okay.
great shape, no problems.
Lucian, you're next.
People are looking for us. Humans.
I love people humans.
People humans are looking for us.
Big fan of people humans.
People humans. Love them. Top best humans.
7. I got the last one. In the centuries of solitude, Ellie has indeed started going around the bend.
Now that takes my assumption into a truth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and we'll go ahead and close out the ritual. 1, 2, 3, and we
And
We
we're
are
still
alive.
We've got Lucian having sealed up the old shuttle, or the shuttle that is the we'll call it the latest hood ornament for the ISV Janssen here. And Lucian, you definitely heard a voice just as you were finishing up that last weld.
I'm definitely keeping that to myself.
So Leslee, I'm assuming you would have taken that sample back to your lab to do something to keep your mind off of what's going on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Captain David, what are you currently doing? You're up in the helm right now, still keeping an eye on the IR, or what's the game plan?
I heard something about some rocks that were growing, so I have to go at least check on this, because I don't know if it was a joke or not.
Lucian, are you joining the dock? Or do you have something else that you would like to do while the captain's with Leslee?
If I'm done with this weld and maybe welding over one more time after hearing that voice, I'll join the crew.
Okay. So Leslee, you're going about getting the samples set up. As I said before, super light. The sample, when you actually, here's how we're gonna do this. I want you to just keep narrating how you're going about handling this and what you're doing, and then I will intercede when it is appropriate to do so.
That sounds fine. That
Okay.
sounds very fine. So yeah, I think kind of what she would do is, like, you never want to handle any kind of sample with your bare hands. So I think she would try to put on protective gloves. In addition to probably a couple pairs of protective gloves, because better safe than sorry. And then she would probably proceed to try not to even touch the sample. She might use like a pair of tongs to actually retrieve the sample, and then I imagine she's going to try and run them through whatever kind of analysis machine that they have. Put it on whatever kind of tray.
Gotcha. So
push the button.
Yeah, you've got a spectrometer, and you've got all sorts of high tech equipment here. Your job, if you actually found a habitable planet, was super important. So yeah, you're dead in the water handling the sample. You grab it with the forceps, just as Lucian and the captain are entering the lab. Captain, Lezelle's got something in those tongs, and she's just in the process of handling it out of the bag. You have seen that substance in those messages that you received from Earth. This is referred to repeatedly as the vector in all of those communications. This was what they used to spread their influence and take over Earth.
And I'm immediately like, stop what you're doing. Burn it. Burn it now. Get rid of all of it. Is there any more on the ship? Destroy it. Incinerate it immediately.
There's just those jars, I think. Should we really just incinerate it? What if it's useful?
Yes, this is the thing that started with the invasion. This is what turned people.
Yeah, but we got no Wi-Fi out here. It can't be connected, right?
I think it's organic based on what I've seen. So it will grow on us and on things that it touches.
How'd it get out here?
Does an alien shit in space? I
mean, it was on Earth. Like, are they trying? Like, I don't know. Are the aliens specifically trying to wipe out humanity? Like, what were we doing?
Well, remembering what I did from the last shuttle leaving, it was during the invasion. So these might have been people that were already infected when they came along on the Ark ship.
Dr. Lezelle, the substance has started to grow over the forceps as it's approaching your fingers.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's a good idea to put this down. It moves pretty quickly, huh? And she's going to put the tongs into the jar and then probably proceed to try and, because if it's growing onto the tongs too, she's probably going to try and just like put it in something that she could seal it. Probably like a fume hood or something like that, where she could like just seal the sample in there and be like, maybe you're right. Maybe it does stay there. Maybe it stays there, and we figure out how to I'll burn it all down.
Ellie's voice chimes in over the intercom. Recommend activating exhaust hood. Substance seems to become inert in vacuum.
Good to know. Great. Yeah.
Yeet.
Lezelle will absolutely hit the exhaust to create a vacuum in the fume hood.
Mm-hmm. And as the atmos in the fume hood gives way, and you can see the growth of those fractals, and it does actually look oddly enough like rock candy on these forceps.
Forbidden rock candy.
Forbidden rock candy.
The growth actually halts, or it starts to slow, and then eventually stops dead. Told you.
Thanks, Ellie.
Okay.
Told you.
That was sassy, Ellie.
Confirmed.
AIs are not supposed to have sass.
It's been 200 years. She's becoming a people.
I'm glad you're excited.
It's great. You didn't ever want to have a robot friend?
No, I definitely did want to have a robot friend.
Yeah.
Like those robot pets that they used to have. Those were really cool.
Ellie, are you our robot friend, or are you like a Hal?
Silence.
Don't. That's funny. Funny joke, Ellie. You're becoming funny.
Collision impact alert, Captain. And then you feel boom. She was actually on top of it for once.
Yeah, but like, you should tell me earlier before we have the collisions, Ellie. Just
No response.
okay. So
She didn't say she was our friend.
She didn't say she was our friend. That's concerning.
how much more of those little rocks were on the shuttle?
They were on all the bodies.
Oh, a lot.
By the way, there were 20 bodies in the 10-person shuttle.
That was weird. That was really weird.
Were they just like stacked in there like a clown car, or?
They were basically jammed in there, Lucian. There was no rhyme or reason to it. You could almost say that they might have tried cramming in there in a panic.
The lifeboat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! So they're trying to escape something. Great. So, what do we got for ideas? I'm willing to go with anything at this point because things are getting pretty dire. We've caught some weight because we're carrying a shuttle. And that is making maneuvering a little bit more difficult. I'm the best pilot in the galaxy now, so there's a positive.
That's a great way to look at it.
What a good accolade to receive.
Yeah,
You see, that's positive affirmations. You're the best doctor in the galaxy.
You're the best doctor in the galaxy right now.
Non-medical doctor. Yep, that works for me.
I don't see any other doctors out here in the void of space.
Very
I mean,
true.
If the rocks are alive, would that make you a medical doctor?
Great way to look at it.
If the rocks are alive, I think this is out of my pay grade.
Well, nobody's paying us because everybody's dead.
Oh, wow. Yep. Fair.
Perspective. It means everything. So, is there any alcohol on this ship?
Roll to search for some alcohol. 8 dice. This is the desperation for alcohol roll. This is now a 500-year-old bottle of scotch.
Ooh, yeah. That's fancy.
I have A6.
You have A6.
That's it. Nothing else.
It is your scene.
Great. And as I go through the crew quarters, knowing that it was packed a little bit for people keeping some special things, because I, of course, being the captain, have cruise ship quarters in here, and sure enough, I packed a few bottles of whiskey. And I just come back out with glasses, and I'm like, do you want anything? And I'm probably not glasses because we're on a ship. It's probably plastic cups.
Yeah.
Got your red Solo cups. Let's go.
Yeah.
Anybody? Otherwise, I'm just going to take it.
I mean, sure.
Please.
Right? Can't hurt.
How do we pour in 0G?
Well, I mean, it's not 0G. I mean, it's low grab.
What's 1G?
You get your COVID vaccine, you get 5Gs.
Perfect.
But
I pour everybody a glass. So I'm just like, okay, so to aliens being real
And zombies.
and zombies.
And rock candy being alive,
And to being the best crew in the universe.
We're the best
Fair
in the
enough.
universe.
Yep.
Unless we're competing against the alien crews, I'm sure they have some pretty good ones.
Oh yeah, they probably. Okay.
Nope, not gonna think about that.
No.
All positive thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Fair,
And to
fair.
having the best AI. Cheers to you, Ellie.
Ellie.
Thank you, Captain.
Drink. Okay, that was my plan. Anybody else got something?
So, I'm going to be honest. Since the vacuum neutralizes the rock candy, what if I scan it from there? Can I analyze it in the vacuum? I want to know what this is.
We don't really have a way to go out there now, do we?
Well, it's just in a fume hood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's not out
I
in
thought
space.
you were gonna.
No, it's like
yeah.
sealed in a fume hood, so it's still like accessible.
This would be the kind that you would be able to. There would be some way to manipulate what's inside here, whether it's the whole
Yeah, the weird.
the rubber gloves or even like
Yeah.
the Da Vinci like robo arm thingies. Yeah. In fact, we could be high tech. You got the Da Vinci robo manipulators.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if no one protests, I do think that Leslee is going to try and maneuver this to then try and like get a screen on it.
I say,
Sure.
why not?
I mean, I no reason to stop you now because I don't have anything else going.
Okay. Go ahead. 8 dice.
I've only nope, I've got 1 1 and 1 6.
Okay. Gonna burn anything, or are you gonna let that die go?
Oh man. I'll let that die. No, I'm gonna. I guess I'm gonna burn it, but my next burn is my moment, which is finding a hope to find a way to return to stasis.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead, give it a shot.
All right, let's see what happens. I didn't roll a 1 and I didn't roll a 6.
You saved it. Go ahead, get your hope die.
Perfect. Okay. Fantastic.
So that was 1 success, though.
Yes, 1 success.
It is my scene.
Great. Yeah, great. Yeah.
So
Cool.
Well, we've established though that it's within the vacuum.
Mhm.
You can safely manipulate this without causing any adverse negative effects. You can do what you need to do with this. So you're using the manipulators. You're breaking it up. You're breaking it off. It shears straight and sharp. No jagged lines. You're going through your standard geology testing as far as its scratchability. It's actually really, really hard. But if there's enough side pressure applied to, we'll call them fronds, you could probably guess that the atoms are structured in a way that the force, just whatever bond is there, it's broken. And when you start to look at it under a microscope, you have never seen anything like this before. The equipment on your ship, you can get down not quite to the atomic level, but close enough. And you can see that this material is actually a lattice work of, it looks like dead biological material of some kind. And there's also what you would probably guess would be, carbon chains to give it its shape and its rigidity. But that material also you've studied nanites. It's progressed far enough in the future when we establish the game setting that there would be certain technological advances that humanity has made, and functional, easily used nanites was one of those things. And to where the nanites that humanity has constructed, they're basically little tiny robots. But this is something else. These look to have been alive at some point, but they are now desiccated husks. And they look like a weird mix between a water bear and a hookworm.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like that.
Perfect. Okay. So, biological. It's all desiccated now, and it's spooky looking. Gonna be real.
It was spooky looking before.
Right. So yeah, biological nanites, which is definitely what you wanted to hear from me. This is like a biological nanite. This shape is made up of a bunch of tiny nanites.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they take bodies and grow on them.
Apparently. It's really strong, though, which is kind of cool. Really strong material.
Yeah, bright sides.
Yeah.
It's strong. We could make Ellie a human body if she confirms that she's our friend.
Maybe? Might be a tricky idea. I'm not sure what would happen if we re-expose them to...
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I was just trying to be positive.
Yeah. No, hey, I think that was a good attempt.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to try to steer us out of here because all of this just made me incredibly uncomfortable.
So, we don't have any ideas, right, on how to get out of this?
I'm going to assume that there's more of whatever this is out there.
That seems fair.
And so, I know we're basically in a minefield of dead ships filled with this stuff, potentially. So I'm going to try to steer around that.
Should get out of here.
Okay.
Yes. I will warn you that I am basically flying blind by using infrared. And it is not an efficient way to travel.
That makes sense.
Well, if you can get us out of this minefield, then maybe we can just coast and hope that we hit an island somewhere.
That seems fair.
It's our best chance, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it should work.
Space is just a giant ocean that we haven't explored.
I think that's an accurate assessment. Yeah.
So maybe we can go back to sleep in the ice tank so we don't need to know when we're dying.
I would, that sounds great.
Best way.
The unfortunate reality of the situation, though, is no one quite figured out how to get it to work a second time.
The captain's aware of this, but he is ignoring it like this is not a fact that he knows.
And so the captain's most pressing issue is navigating. Trying to create as much distance between this living viable ship and whatever else is out there. And everyone here knows that going back into stasis, it was already a roll of the dice coming out here. The second time is almost a sure death sentence. But where there's a will, there's a way. And you've got nothing but time on your hands, in theory. Captain, go ahead and let's do some flying here. Mm-hmm. So we're 8, 7. 7. There was one die lost. Yes, 7 dice.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so I got a 6 and 2 1s.
Are you gonna burn?
Yeah.
What are you on right now?
My gamble. Because I couldn't burn it before. So,
Oh, that's right. Yes. Oh, calculated risks. This is key. You want to? Yeah, let's try saving those dice. This is a big one here. Yeah.
Whew, I did.
You saved them. All right, so we're still at 7 cumulatively. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was how many successes?
Do you count the successes if you get a 6 on the other die?
Yeah.
Then I have 2.
I can challenge. It is your scene.
Great. So Captain's like, yo, I see a space, and it is like, we've been talking about threading the needle. This is threading the needle. Like, pretty much physically threading a needle. And he's just like, you know what? It's go time. Now, I'm not thinking about the fact that, we have another ship basically attached to us. Fuck it. If it gets blown up or something like that, so I am literally, to put it in the terms of Paul Wall, I'm sitting sideways, trying to fly this thing. And
the Fast and Furious franchise really went off the deep end when they went to outer space.
And I get us basically back out into a blank void. And I think the one thing that I would say that happens that shocks me out of my celebration is that I hear an alert from Ellie saying that our pod, where our doctor is in, is opened.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let that be where my part of this ends.
Okay. And Leslee, you're in your lab, which is kind of attached to the medical area. Lucian, where are you at? Are you still with Leslee?
Yeah, unless there was something else pressing.
Okay.
Gotta keep the normie sane.
Mm-hmm. So, Leslee, you hear a chime from deeper back towards where the cryostasis, or where the biostasis area was. And Lucian, you hear that too. It's a bong. And you hear the door of one of these pods start to cycle. And
Dinner's ready.
That's a fun sound. Yeah.
And
wait.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say wake up time, or something bad's gonna happen.
I'll bring my wrench.
And the two
Can
of
I add
you,
one more thing?
yeah.
Just one.
Yeah,
one
go ahead.
Tiny little thing.
Yeah.
all of the pods open. Let's make it interesting. Why not?
It's a tiny little thing.
This is just a little smidgen.
Did we ever? I can't remember. Did we ever fully establish how many bodies were actually on this ship? I don't think we ever.
No.
Yeah.
We just knew that the emergency crew, which
Would have been eight.
We knew five.
Five flatlined.
Yeah.
And the you three were the last remaining survivors out of the 8 emergency.
Right.
There's still 22 unopened pods. Grand total crew complement of 30.
Oh, this makes this even better.
And so the first bong of the door opening was the doctor. And that's the Lucian and Leslee. You see her. She's wearing black sports bra, black panties. She's wired up still with tubes to her pod. She's about 50s, give or take. She's on her hands and knees, just panting. And then you hear bong, 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 as all of the other pods come online.
Oh, jackpot.
This is good.
I'll take good. I mean, we could, if we need to shut that system down now, we
We can
probably
shut
could.
it.
Everyone's
Yeah.
awake. Yeah.
We got plenty of energy now.
Yeah, everyone's awake.
I see this as an absolute win.
You know,
The
Fair.
bodies start to fall out of the pods. Not all of them are alive, as we've established. Between the flares, some other things that, went wrong during the process here, most of them are dead. And they just thump onto the deck. Including the doctor, there appears to be 3 survivors.
Doc, do you want to bring in the survivors up to speed while I handle this traumatic scene? Maybe shut off the cryo energy station?
sure. Yeah. I'll catch everyone here up to speed of some kind.
The captain is just up here getting readings of all of these dead bodies falling out.
You probably are seeing that. Like, Ellie was kind enough to bring up a security feed of the cryostasis room for you, Captain, so you could see this happen.
Great. Thanks, Ellie.
There's no audio. It's just the video feed, so you don't hear the sound of the bodies hitting the deck, but you can feel it still through the image. Lucian, where are you going then? You're going back to the power to
He's gonna kill the power on the for the cryostasis units, and then he's going to tidy up the body area. maybe make a body room.
Okay.
That we don't need to go into.
Yeah.
We're at 7 dice. So go ahead and roll 7 dice here, Lucian, for the power. This is the power.
These dice are really starting to get thin. I got my special dice is a 5 and a 1.
And a 1.
Yes, so I lose that. No, wait, I could burn, right?
Yeah, you haven't burned yet this scene, have you?
No, but I won't.
Oh, you won't? Okay. So you'll lose the die. All right, so we're down to 6. And you only got 1 success. Okay. It's my scene, unless you want to do the thing with the thing.
Yeah, let's do the thing.
Let's do the thing with the thing.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
thing with the thing.
All right, so you're sacrificing a candle. We're down to 7. Lucian, you can go ahead and you've got narrative control as far as doing what you want to do with the power and then rejoining Leslee. So you can do what you need to do here with that. Go ahead and have some fun.
Yeah, so Lucian goes down to his station in the bowels of the ship, where all of the power feeds are, and now that the cryo station unit is no longer needed, just shuts that off, which diverts a ton of energy. It was using up a lot to keep those refrigerators frosty. So Ellie kind of announces that the power is looking pretty good right now. And Lucian heads back up.
Okay. And since there was a candle burned, we're going to go ahead and we're going to speak our truths. The first is, the world is dark. Since Lucian, you were the one to sacrifice the candle, you can go ahead and you can take the first truth here.
One of these survivors is a badass.
Okay.
The material that we found, the
vector,
crystal rock obsidian, is useful in its desiccated state.
Allie is a friend.
I was going to say that. She just doesn't understand comedy.
There is an audible banging coming from inside the shuttle that's welded into the airlock.
I think the rocks want to get out.
Yeah, that's a good truth. Leslie, you've got the last one.
The last one, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think the last one is the doctor knows how to put us back into stasis with higher risk.
Okay, and we'll close out the ritual. 1, 2, 3, and
we're all still alive.
I like the question mark. We might have been dead for like 200 years.
I'm not a fan of the space hell or space purgatory trope. That's one that I don't vibe with. I'm not fully on board with that one. So I'm sparing you all that grim fate. Don't worry about that.
Oh, great! Thank you.
You're welcome. So Lucian, you rejoin Leslee in the lab. There's no smell per se, other than there's a sourness just from you all had to like take basically a sanitization like scrub shower when you first came out, just because of all of the dead skin that had accumulated on your body.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the smell that you're getting now, that all of these, the bodies will decompose naturally from here. But,
yeah, I'm gonna go about making that body room.
I help. I wouldn't leave this alone to someone.
So
Feels wrong.
So Captain David and Lucian are stacking cordwood, and Leslee, you're catching the doctor up to speed. And Her name is Gertrude. I'm just going to make sure if we're going to have an NPC and we're going to name her, it's going to be, I'm actually going to have to keep track. Gertrude. What do you mean? And you've maybe like made her like a little cup of tea or some coffee. What do you mean the Earth's gone?
Precisely that. The Earth is gone. The sun exploded? Or the moon. Sorry, the moon exploded and the sun went out. Yeah. And also everyone was turned into zombie alien friends. Monsters? I don't know. Monster seems mean.
And it's been how long?
Couple 100 years? Like 2?
Why'd you wake me up?
I didn't.
What do you mean? Who woke me up?
You know, I didn't ask Ellie. Ellie, who woke up everyone?
There's a moment and you hear it like an audible click. Unknown.
An audible click. Well, there's your answer. Unknown. That's why everyone was kind of dumped out of their pods, and now we're hiding them.
Where are Lucian and Captain David stacking the bodies?
Well, we got what, like
A lot of space.
the rec room, I guess? Like, where else are we gonna put this many bodies in a single place?
And as you're making your first trip with your first body, you happen to pass by the airlock, and that's when you hear the thud, thud, thud.
That wasn't in my head, was it?
So, I may have heard a voice as I was sealing that thing shut. I didn't want to make anybody panic, but I think it's safe to say that the zombies are attached to the ship.
So those things I saw on the video feed are in the shuttle that is welded to our ship.
If I had to guess, yes. But I made a pretty thick wall between us, so...
Okay, well, for now, we're just going to ignore that.
I think that's a later problem.
Yes. Ellie? No, we can't depressurize that ship right now because we don't have any... Oh, I should have knocked it off. Yeah, let's just keep moving bodies. That's just... we're just going to ignore that.
We should keep them away from here in case...
yeah, I don't... Reanimation?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure what the rules are.
I don't think I want to find out, to be honest with you.
Me either.
Alternative space for the bodies. Not the rec room? Or are you going to continue with the rec room and just hope for the best?
I don't know
I
if
could
we got
seal off
anywhere
the
else.
rec room.
Yeah, we're just going to seal off the rec room. We're going to weld that bad boy shut. If we can, suck the air out of it, we'll do that too.
I can set that up now that I know.
Okay. So you've been making these trips.
Which I assume we have to go past the rest of the crew, and they just see us morbidly grabbing bodies, and they just hear this talking. This has to be the most disquieting thing ever.
Mm-hmm. And an hour passes. Leslee, you've done your best to get Gertrude at least as calm as could be expected given the circumstances. She's having to hit the ground running. For you've had a little bit of extra time to process. And I believe we said that there was one other living survivor, correct? Yeah?
At least one, yeah.
At least
Yeah.
one who's badass.
Yes.
Yeah, the badass.
Okay. His name is going to be, he's going to be Clark.
It's not a badass name.
Clark,
I was hoping for like Rambo Schwarzenegger or something.
see, the thing about Clark, though, is Clark's specialty back on Earth was as a big game hunter.
Sick.
He's part of the environmental team as far as how to deal with any wildlife that might have been found on an exoplanet. But he's got some parts of the alphabet he can drag behind his name. He's not just a dumb guy with a gun. The guy knows his shit. And Clark seems to be taking the news rather well, all things considered. Just very stoic, very... I left that rock behind for a reason. This doesn't bother me.
I was going to say so you can grow them, but that seems a little morbid.
I don't think we got to that part yet.
But whatever you need from me, I'll do what I can. Obviously, my expertise is not good here, given the circumstances. This is Clark, by the way. Just, talking with everyone.
Cool. No, glad. Nope. Totally understand. Yeah. Who cares about Earth? I mean, it's well past us. Not important. But cool. Glad you're on board. Always can use more hands, right?
Gertrude's actually she's basically starting up an argument with Clark. Kind of the philosophical, like, why are we even out here? This was not in the briefing. Duh.
Nope, this was not in the briefing. That's why it's a problem. Because things went poorly. I mean, it's kind of hard to keep following a briefing when kind of the people who set you up on it don't exist anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'd say throw that stuff out the window. We're doing something new now.
Ellie chimes in over the intercom. Message for you, Captain David Stone.
Oh,
Messages are fun.
okay. Well, excellent. I wonder how long ago this is for, because I have this set to, turn the comms on once every couple hours. So I go up and I check it. Yeah, Ellie, what's up?
Message for you, Captain. Just received from unknown source outside of ship.
Wait, this is close range?
Unknown. Collating.
Play it, I guess?
And she plays the message. It's a... you hear the pulse of an SOS underneath in the let's say static decay of the rest of the signal. Come back. Come back. And it's just that phrase on repeat. Come back. And it doesn't stop.
Great. Major, do you mind coming to the deck?
On my way.
I played the message for the Major, and I'm like, is this similar to what you heard?
Is it?
No.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I heard.
Now we're equally disturbed.
Yeah.
I am sorry.
No. Do you have any idea where this is coming from?
Allie, do we get any info?
Affirmative. The Montano.
Oh. Oh, that's the ARC ship that we saw in the debris field.
Can we open up a line of communication?
Affirmative. And the feed that you get, you all can expect time delay in outer space. The radio signals only move the speed of light. There's going to be a little bit of a pause. But Ellie does chime in. Communication link active.
This is Captain David Stone of, what's the name of our ship again?
The Janssen. The Janssen.
The Janssen. Is there anyone available? Montano.
There's the... Ellie's kind enough to provide a... or there's an indicator light that takes into account the time delay when you can expect. Sure. Yes. You see that it takes a lot longer than you would have expected, just given your speed, your projected speed of travel.
Mm-hmm.
But you do get a response back. Come back to us.
Nope.
Allie, cut communications with Montano, please, and thank you. That does not sound right.
No, that sounds like a zombie ship.
Leslee, you're starting to hear some commotion down the hall coming from the rec room area.
She would definitely radio, like, on comms, be like, hey, there's some commotion coming from the rec room. I'm going to go check it out.
No, don't do that.
No?
There's only dead bodies in there, and if there's commotion coming from the rec room, that means those dead bodies are moving or something is moving in them.
Speaking of which, there's moving dead bodies in the other ship, and I sealed up both, so...
Cool. So, got zombies.
In space.
How are the ones in the rec room? How?
Ellie pulls up the security feed similar to what she did from the cryostasis room without even being asked. And, of course, no audio. You didn't have any body bags. You stacked them as respectfully and neatly as you could in rows. They have all gotten up, and a majority of them are just staring at the security camera, while the others are trying to force the door that Lucian sealed shut. You do not see any of the black growth. They're free of the vector.
Yeah, they shouldn't have it. They were on our ship.
Oh, well, this worries me because They were in the stasis pods, and we were in the stasis pods. And something has apparently infected them, which means that we are also most likely infected.
Can we run tests on the survivors?
That's a good idea.
Let me work with the doctor on it. Yeah.
Doctor team. Best 2 doctors in the galaxy.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Leslee, go ahead. You're going to be rolling to do these tests. The doctor's not the actual doctor is really not in any shape to be doing a whole hell of a lot. She's kind of helping you through the process, telling you what button to push, what sticks where. Who's getting tested first?
I think Clark. Clark seems like a very willing, excited participant.
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead. Roll me some dice.
I got 4 6s.
Oh, okay.
Cool. And no ones? Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
It's
4 6s.
I can't challenge. It's your scene. I've only got 3 dice.
Cool. 6. So I think, she follows through with Gertrude's instructions. Not really having it, like, she's kind of acing it. Like, she's doing a great job following exactly what Gertrude asks. Does the exam on Clark. I don't think she finds anything weird.
Yeah, Clark is clean.
Clark is clean. So she'll report that back to, obviously, Captain and Major. Let them know Clark is clean. Nothing weird about Clark.
So maybe it was some sort of issue with the rehabilitation system?
Oh. Is it like an error with the wake-up routine? Like, it doesn't actually kill you. It somehow turns you into a shambling alien zombie.
We just carried a bunch of dead bodies. They were definitely dead, right, Captain?
Definitely dead.
Very physically dead. Captain, biological indicators of entities in Rec Room indicate physically dead. No detectable life signs within Rec Room area. Unknown phenomena.
Okay, so Ellie, is there any way that we could, well, I was gonna say kill them, but they're dead, so that's not the right terminology.
I set up the room to get the air sucked out.
Yeah, so they are alive.
I mean, I don't know if they need to breathe, but
in a vacuum because they're dead. I don't really know what we can do about them. Having fires on the ship is probably bad.
I'd say yeah.
Those crystals are not good either, and we have a doctor that's sick. Maybe we should... Nope, not doing that. I was gonna say talk to them more, but they've been voices. No. Anyone got ideas? Because I'm running out of them, and I'm tempted to just drink and throw cards like I'm Gambit from the X-Men comic books.
you can do that.
I was gonna run another test.
I mean, I could throw them. I can't make them blow up.
What test were you going to run, Leslee?
Leslee was gonna run a test on herself.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one I just got 1 6.
Okay. Oh, totally my scene.
Okay.
Saw that coming.
Now, Leslee, you're going through the blood analysis. You're clean. You are going through. There's a quick CRISPR screening to look for stuff on the genetic level. You're clean. You're fine. There's nothing physically wrong with you. And as Leslee reports that, the banging in the rec room stops. The banging in the shuttle stops. And Ellie's voice comes over the PA. Attention all crew, incoming message. And there's that pulse of that SOS, as I stated before.
Mm-hmm.
You do not comprehend the movement of the ages. Humans. Pitiful. Waste of genetic material. You should know that you cannot escape us. We are inevitable and unceasing. Your species has failed. And it is time for you to be shown that fact. Run if you wish. There is no end. And the message stops.
So we can scratch off friendly aliens.
At least these ones. Yeah. Yep.
Run if you can. Where?
Forever?
Forever makes sense.
You know, I'm gonna take a walk. and the captain just walks away, and then goes up to the helm, closes all communications with the rest of the ship for now, and goes, Ellie, contact whoever the fuck that was, and I want to send a message. Can we make a deal?
Collating and sending. Communications established. And you wait for the message to come. Deals are useless when you can measure time in the birth and death of a star.
All right, buddy. Well, you still are talking to me and responding, so clearly you have some interest in what I have to say, and I appreciate that. So how about you take all the bodies, and you load them up into that little shuttle, and we take a little bit of metal, we close it up, and you just take those and mosey on along the way. I'll even throw in a freebie for you. You can have that Clark dude.
There's a moment. Genetic material no longer necessary. Time is limitless. Companionship meaningless. If you send, we will take. But nothing can be done.
Great. Thank you for that useful bit of information. You suck. Go fuck yourself. And the captain you feel the ship lurch, and I am just putting this bad boy in full speed, and we end up where we end up.
Roll the dice for the high intensity maneuver here.
That is a 6 and 2 1s.
You've burned something already, haven't you? This scene, haven't you?
No, not this scene.
Not the new scene.
Oh wait,
The only thing I have left anyway is my brink. So
you want to you can't really use that here.
Yeah, I don't.
No. All right, so that was how many ones? 2.
2.
All right, so the pool's down to 5, and you got 2 successes. Yeah.
1 success.
1 success. It's my scene, unless you want to do the thing.
I mean, we're coming to this point that we have to start.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just
do it. Let's just do it. Fuck it.
Sweet.
It's your scene.
I do something stupid. I go flying blind through a minefield, essentially, and I'm just hoping for the best. And I'm like, Ellie, don't say anything. Don't tell anybody about what was just said or happened at all. None of this. This is between me and you. You see me?
Understood, Captain. I love you.
I love you too, Ellie. And Ellie is warning me that we're burning too much fuel as we go, because I don't know what else we have left, but I'm just going. And eventually we just slow down to the point where we're just coasting because there's no more fuel left. All that we just took, gone. Didn't hit anything, so the captain feels pretty good about that. He's still best pilot in the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
But he also goes, Ellie, about how much time we got left?
Fuel reserves depleted. Emergency thrust only. Sustained burst 5 seconds. Propulsion will cease after last 5-second burn.
Cool.
Shall I triangulate current course, Captain?
Sure. Nothing better to do.
And she pulls up the star chart of the surrounding area. You're heading out of the void. The thing with space is things in motion stay in motion until they hit something bigger than them.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be flying for a long time. This ship will not stop, and there's no way to correct course. And unless something, a stray comet some other kind of weird interstellar body manages to pierce into the structure that is this interstellar void and somehow influences the ship. Ellie has projected that the ship is going to sail for another 250 years before it reaches another solar system.
So the last thing I do then is I send a message to the one peoples that we got, and I tell them what happened. Mostly the important parts. And I'm like, Ellie, thanks for flying with me. You've been a great co-pilot.
Thank you, Captain. 10 out of 10 would fly again.
I'm going to try to go back to sleep.
Okay.
Then the captain comes back to y'all. It's like, sorry about the roughness of that maneuver. We were in imminent danger.
I didn't feel anything.
Cool. Excellent. That means I did it right.
Lucian's a fucking liar, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna say Leslee definitely looks over and is like,
Even if the dead bodies had remained dead, even they would have been able to feel that thrust that David burned. One moment here. Okay, it is 1:45. We have 6 candles left. I have no problem giving you guys a dramatic send-off. An unknown dramatic send-off.
Okay.
hell
Are
yeah.
you saying that we won?
Yes. War of attrition. We win.
It was time versus dice, and time lost the war because it's 1:45, and I respect you East Coasters. Okay,
Yeah.
more than, or I'm trying to as much as I can anyway. This is yeah.
No,
sorry,
totally
guys.
chill. No, hey.
So the captain has decided he's going to take a little nap. He's maybe pulled Gertrude aside. And they're discussing their options. And Leslee, you can overhear the conversation. Lucian, you're over broing it up with Clark. Trading stories from when you spent some time in some foreign hellhole killing people you didn't know. For, quite frankly, horrible pay. And he tells you about the time that he killed the last elephant. Mm-hmm. Because the world was falling apart. The world was dying before the Damocles Project was even a pipe dream. But Gertrude thinks that she can use the vector to maybe synthesize something. Anything can be reverse engineered, given enough time. She thinks that she can give you all a low dose of the biostasis chemicals. It'll be enough to maybe buy you a couple of months and she could work in peace. To come up with a more permanent solution. It seems to be something that everyone's relatively on board with. The banging inside the shuttle, they have stopped bothering. The dead bodies in the rec room, they are silent, standing, unmoving, unblinking. Gertrude's getting everyone prepped. Gertrude's made her peace with being the last one way or the other. She didn't have anything keeping her at Earth, which is why someone in her age took to the stars. She's got Ellie to keep her company. Maybe. Assuming the welds hold. Assuming that nothing else goes wrong with the ship. What's going through Captain David Stone's mind as he feels those biostasis drugs kick in for a second time and the coldness takes his body into an unknown future?
Captain feels bad because he knows that he couldn't save anybody, even though he sacrificed several people to buy them some time. Many of those who were in their stasis pods were not killed by anything but him making sure that they did not go on. As the first person awake, he made sure that quite a few of them did not make it. And he feels bad because he knows that the few of us who try to go back into this sleep aren't going to make it either. But he hopes that if anyone does get to this ship, they can make something good out of what they found. Maybe find a way to fight back. Because whatever this is coming for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And how about Leslee? Leslee, who miraculously, through the span of centuries, somehow got her hands on a message that never got where it was supposed to go. But somehow, maybe it did in the end. Who knows? What's going through her mind?
I think Leslee is honestly thrilled to be going back to sleep. This is kind of what she wanted. Just, go back to sleep and let the people who know what they're doing kind of take care of things. Kind of give her that kind of peace, but then she's also received a different kind of peace by hearing the apology of her father to her mother after not getting to say anything after the entire situation on Earth that she basically ran away from. She basically ran away from her family to escape, to get away from that brokenness and just put it behind her. And while, she slept for 200 years, you don't really get that resolution from just sleeping for 200 years. So I think that phone call did kind of help quiet a part of her mind as well. So she's pretty happy going to sleep.
Now, there is, of course, something that's weighing heavily on her mind as well. Just for funsies, what was Leslee's brink? What did she do in the dark?
What she did was abandon her family and friends to get on the ship. And Captain David Stone saw that.
Mm-hmm.
So...
yeah.
Someone knows how much of a coward she is and how she didn't want to face that to begin with. So while she feels she has that peace currently because she got a nice voicemail that was a bunch of apologies, she did still abandon everyone that she knew and loved.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty callously.
And Lucian, Clark gives you a thumbs up as the drugs take him. And you see him just as yours also takes effect. What's going through Lucian's mind before the long sleep?
If you remember when you were a kid and it's Christmas Eve and you wanted to go to bed at like 5 o'clock because, you know, if you go to sleep, then you'll wake up and it'll be Christmas. Mm-hmm. It's kind of where his head's at right now. And so he's also kind of excited just to see where they end up. He's at peace with the fact that they were supposed to die, and they're still gonna die. But when he wakes up, he'll get to find out what happened.
And what's Lucian's last regret here? What was Lucian's brink?
Well, he kind of wishes that he didn't use all of those resources to do a little art project before the ship took off. But we find a way to get to where we're supposed to be regardless.
So the only remaining person alive on this ship is Gertrude. Whether or not she's able to follow through, repurpose the Vector into something good, something that could maybe keep what could be these last 3 humans, at least in this part of the galaxy, alive. But the ship careens off into the void. But they will always be out there. They, who eons ago were locked in a prison, isolated from the rest of reality, working in the dark, plotting, scheming, planning, orchestrating the destruction of the moon, which 250 years post-explosion is making its way past the Oort cloud into other solar systems, bearing the Vector. It'll get where it needs to go eventually. They've got nothing but time. They told the captain this. They are inevitable. Theirs is the true end. Gertrude, she'll do what she can. And whether or not our 3 survivors wake up, I'll leave that up to you. Good job, everybody. This was really, really good.
We won. We beat 10 candles. Let's go, baby. Undefeated.
So
We don't have an end, so I think that's a win, right?
Yeah.
It's big.
well, the ending on the question mark, you never know. You never know. So, want to thank everyone for watching. We'll go through some real quick outros here. These episodes run late but this is the last. We'll go ahead, Leslie. Take us home. Who you are, where you can be found, etc., etc.
Sounds great. So yeah, I'm Leslie. You can find me on most social media at Leslie Wombat. I'm also part of Carrion Comfort Studios. So you can find me there every Tuesday playing some kind of video game and eating popsicles. We do Comfortsicle. I play a video game and eat popsicles. So come hang out sometime. I'm also on a bunch of other TTRPGs there. But yeah, it's my main gig.
I love your Life is Strange playthroughs. Those are great.
Thanks. Yeah. Oh man, stressful.
Yeah. Next up, Brennan.
I am Brennan. You can find me everywhere at Great Black Otaku. I'm on Vancouver by Night Adjacent, and I'm wherever else I tweet about. So follow me on that, and then you'll see.
Yes. And finally, Prince.
Everybody, I am Prince, aka Doubles and Dice around the internet. That's where you can find me. Doubles and Dice on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. I am also co-founder of Rollin' D's 20s, where I'm storyteller for Vampire the Masquerade Philly by Night over there, Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can also find me on Vancouver by Night, Delve into Darkness, which is at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and goes right into another show. I play badass Banu Hakim, who is definitely not having any beef with, another coterie, because he's really avoided the drama. It wasn't his fault.
I've never met any of them. Oh, I met one of them, but
that's all I got. Keep up my socials. You know whatever else is going on with me. It's a lot.
I'm Patrick Gill, creative director here at Martlet Games. I have to say, this has been an absolute pleasure. We'll say you beat 10 candles, but there's an asterisk. Like Sosa, it's there.
I'll take an asterisk. I hope there bonds this up. I will absolutely.
Yep. I got my reference wrong. Thank you for correcting me there, Prince. Thank you. I'm not a sports guy, but I love you all. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for the VODs. Peace out.